4 games. Have they transformed the way that the whole side play?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. I think that the way Nepal have traditionally batted has been a slow, steady, cautious approach, and they've relied upon their bowlers to win the matches. This new, young, dynamic team, led so ably and so brilliantly by Dav Watmore, is just so exciting. And it's not just Kushal Bertal and Asif Sheikh. You look at Dipender Singh Airi striking at 200, Karen KC striking at over 300.
Ridiculous.
7 sixes in that ridiculous innings the other day. Right the way through this order, it's a new breed, it's a new dynamism, and it's a new time for Nepali cricket.
How about the Netherlands? Have we not quite seen the best of the Netherlands yet, even though they pulled off that fantastic run chase?
Yeah, they would hope to bring their best out today in the final for sure. And like looking at the looking at the team, I mean, like they're going very well, and they're probably looking very strong as well in the final.
All right, well, let's find out what the pitch is looking like, because that's going to be key, isn't it, today? Sharad earlier took a look at it.
Namaste, a very good afternoon. Welcome to this final game, and what a beautiful weather it is. Let's have a look at the pitch. Well, it looks very dry and there's not much of patches, though we have played a lot of games in this. Looking for a very good game, a very high scoring one, probably around 180 would be a very good score. The team winning the toss will probably look to chase, because both of these teams playing against each other have chased very well, and the result have been in their favor. So yeah, like a very good wicket, looking for a very good game.
Yeah, not too much grass on that pitch. We're playing on the same pitch that Nepal beat the Netherlands in the first game, Lenny, but overall they've been good pitches and fairly high scoring these games. Yeah,
absolutely. This wicket may be the slightly lower scoring of the two, the one that's turned a little bit more, but the 2 days off seem to have given this a completely new reflection. Sheen, it's going to carry through, good pace. I think both sides will probably look to chase if they can, know what sort of target they're going to be chasing down. We could be in for a high scoring thriller.
We could be, and one man who could have something to say about that is the leading wicket taker in this competition. Sandeep Lamachane has been brilliant. 11 wickets in 4 games. That is 6 more than the next best, and he earlier was talking to Shail Silwal.
The most awaited moment of the series is here. It's Nepal versus Netherlands, and now we have Sandeep Lamachane. Welcome, Sandeep.
Thank you so much.
Sandeep, how important is it for Nepal to be in the finals?
It's really important. You know, we've been playing in our home ground, and Nepal versus Netherlands, it's going to be an exciting one this time. And though it's a final game, so we don't want to give any kind of room to let them free their arms. So going to be a very tough game for everyone.
Okay, how would you assess your performance?
It's been quite good so far. I mean, went for a bit of runs in the last few games, but yeah, most important thing, getting wickets in regular interval for the team. So I guess when you have a great total on board, so I would never mind to take some risk.
Any words or specific advice from the coach?
Nothing. He just want me to play freely. Like whatever I do, like it has to be for the team.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
Back to Matt.
So 11 wickets in 4 games, almost 3 wickets per game. He's been a little bit more expensive than usual. Sharad, he's going at 8.7 runs per over. Does that matter, though, when you're taking almost 3 wickets a game?
He's a leg spinner, it's natural that he goes for a little bit of runs, but saying that, he has taken a lot of wickets as well, 3 games per wicket or more than that. Like the team must be pretty happy with that effort. But with his experience, although you go for runs, he's done the job for the team.
Yeah. All right, we've been keeping you waiting, haven't we? And we know you all want to hear what happened at the toss. Mr. Andrew Leonard was in charge just a short while ago. This is what happened.
Time for the toss in the final of the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nation Series strength partner Shivam Cement. As we have throughout the week, we've got the ICC match referee Wendell LeBroy. He's joined by the 2 captains, the away captain Peter Seelar of the Netherlands and the home captain Guy Nendramala, who's got the coin. Heads is the call. It is a heads. Okay, so Peter Seelar has won the toss. Peter, what are you going to do?
We're going to have a bowl first.
Okay, why is that?
I think on this ground you never know what's going to be quite enough. That's pretty much the only reason.
Okay, any changes to your squad today?
Yeah, we got 3 changes from the Malaysia game. Philippe Boisevin comes back, Scott Edward comes back, and Max O'Dowd comes back. And Julian de May, Aryan Dutt, and Vikram Singh are missing out.
Putting your faith in the young leg spinner, big day for him.
Very big day for all of us, I suppose. I think the energy is very good around the ground, even with the spectators sitting outside. It's it's going to be a marvellous day.
Peter, best of luck today.
Cheers, thank you.
All the best, mate.
Guy, you've lost the toss after the streak of winning tosses. Are you happy enough to bat first?
I think wicket looks okay to bat first as well, but we would love to bowl first because looking at the conditions and the pitch, I think you never know what a good target is. So maybe batting first, we need to put up a solid target.
Just the one change for you today?
Yes, Avinash comes in and Susan Vari goes out.
It's been a long time without a trophy for Nepal. How much will it mean to you if you can lift the trophy this evening?
I think in home soil, I think after a long time, I think that's what we need. And with the young side, I think that will be a great motivation factor to move forward. I think we need to win that, I guess.
Very best of luck in doing that,
Thank you,
Guy Nendra. Good luck today to Nepal, the home side. They've lost the toss. Netherlands have won the toss. They've decided to have a bowl first.
Interesting that both sides wanted to bowl first, and also interesting, Lenny, the team changes.
Yeah, 3 changes for the Netherlands, and Ryan Campbell has always said he's going to reward form and reward performance. So Sebastian Bratt stays in the side, Philippe Bossevin back in, Julian Demey out, Aryan Dutt out, Vikramjit Singh out. So great to see the young leg spinner in. And for Nepal, just the one change, both left arm spinners missing out. Sushan Bari didn't really impress in his one outing so far. He's out of the team. Avanesh Bahara in, 4 quicks for Nepal. You couldn't believe it.
You couldn't believe it. That's a team really that ideally they'd be batting first, isn't it? Because when you've got that many seamers, generally you don't want to, if you're batting second rather, you don't want to have too many spinners in your side.
Yeah, exactly. And with the short boundaries and the wind blowing so hard, probably they wanted to have more of a stability in the bowling attack. And Avinash, what does he do is bring those death over, he's very good at the death over spells, and probably Nepal would like to him to go better than the spinners as well.
Yeah, what do we reckon, guys, then? Who are we picking?
I think it's going to be a tie, a super over, and everyone's going to absolutely lose their minds. That's my call.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the super over as well, as long as Nepal wins.
Yeah, of course he's going to say that. How about the crowd, by the way? We're not allowed crowd in the stadium, sadly, because of the COVID restrictions, but there are plenty dotted around on the outside.
All over the place, and the Nepal police doing a brilliant job at making sure they're all keeping some distance. Everyone has their masks on, and luckily no one climbing up in the trees, as we saw on social media. But it's going to be a great atmosphere, even though that crowd are outside the ground. Stay at home, watch every ball with us.
Make sure you do. And remember, the last time these two met, and it was Nepal who batted first, we got an absolute thriller with both sides scoring over 200, and the Netherlands chased it down. Can they do that again? Well, if they do, it will be some final that we will have just had. The two best sides undoubtedly have made it all the way through to this showpiece event. Hopefully we will get a fixture to match the occasion. Stay with us for the final of this Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Series.
Yes, final check the audio, Matt. Can you get one on and just... Fun, yeah. Can we just test this audio, please, guys? So we're just about to come back from the break for the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nation Series Strength Partnership.
1, 2, 3.
And we just need to test Matt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great.
Definitely on, yeah. Both on?
Yeah.
Both happy?
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Matt's mic. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then Lenny's getting very excited because it's the final. We may never do this again. This could be the last time ever. Up in the box when one of us makes an absolute howler of a mistake in some way. Oh, wait, can't wait. So here we go. It's the final of the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nation Series Strength Partner, Shivam Cement. What a game we are set up for. Nepal, the hosts, against the Netherlands. They've been the two standout sides of the week without doubt. And this Nepal side has set heads turning and pulses racing right the way across the country. They are quite literally the talk of Kathmandu, particularly these two young men, Asif Sheikh and Kushal Berdal. So long Nepal have looked for a dynamic opening attack with the bat, and it looks like they have them. But they have lost the toss. Gyanendra, having won the first 3 tosses of the week, has lost the last 2. And Peter Seelar immediately decided to insert Nepal to have a bat. So that means the Netherlands will be chasing down whatever Nepal can post. And of course, in game 4 of the series, that was 206 for 6 that Nepal made. You would have thought they were home and dry and going to keep their winning streak going. The Netherlands pulled off a thriller. Baz Deleda, the star of the show, just 21 years of age. And Kushal Berdal has been absolutely outstanding. I think he's actually got 201 runs so far in the series. And really been the standout batsman without doubt. Andrew Leonard here, bringing you these pictures from the beautiful Tribhuvan University International Cricket Ground. Asif Sheikh at the non-striker's end. It's going to be Paul van Meekeren with the new ball. I've got Matt Floyd up in the commentary box with me after a mad dash. Brilliant to have the 3 of us in the pre-game show, Matt. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, so did I. Really good. The 3 bald brothers together, out in the sunshine.
Poor old Sharad getting called bald as well. He's still clinging on. Just me and you, mate.
It's true. He just shaved his head. He's not bald. Sorry, Gerard. But yeah, can't wait for this. This is going to be fantastic, isn't it? Intrigued to see what happens in this first innings. Nepal would have chased, but they've been pretty good batting first as well, and that's what they want to get their hands on. That's some trophy, isn't it? Look how shiny it is.
Oh, and Paul van Meekeren just showing a few signs of the early nerves that we've seen from both sides. Noticeably different atmosphere this morning. The other 6 matches, there was, I don't want to say business as usual approach, because these sides haven't played international cricket in so long, but there was definitely a tension in the air, a nervousness. Remember, Nepal have not got their hands on an international trophy in an awfully long time. I think they might have won the sub-regional T20 back in 2018. They certainly haven't won anything on home soil since 2010. And the first ball, short of a length, thuds into the gloves really of Kushal Berdal. Differing approaches from these two sides. Remember, Nepal going with 4 seamers today.
I must say I was slightly surprised by that, especially now they have to bat first. I think they would have preferred maybe to have had the extra spinner, but both left-arm spinners, Sushambari and Shahab Alam, have been expensive. So you could also look at that and say they're totally justified in leaving them out, and Kamal Singh Airi was very impressive, the young seamer, in the previous game. So on form, you'd say it's the right decision.
Oh, and something just floats into the air as we see the first runs off the bat from the second delivery. Kushal Berdal gets off the mark. And yeah, for the Netherlands, as we see some of the fans gathering up in the trees. I was saying before, Matt, thought the Nepal police had taken them all down from the trees.
They missed a couple.
But the excitement is really just extraordinary.
That sums up, doesn't it, the passion for the game here. People climbing up trees, putting themselves in danger just to get a glimpse of their heroes. It really has been a fantastic atmosphere all the way through, even when we had to go behind closed doors. Thanks a lot to those fans that have gathered outside and made a lot of noise. It feels right now that we've got a couple of thousand in.
Well, I think there probably is a couple of thousand, not in, but technically out. So outside the border, boundary white wall, which is fair enough. Just thuds into the pad, and Van Meekeren, who's been a little wayward this week, looking to start with a bit of a head of steam. Durga Subedi immediately says, not out.
Another big question today is, can the likes of Paul Van Meekeren shackle Kushal Bertel and Asif Sheikh, as we get another glimpse of the man up a tree? What a view that must be, I must say, quite high up. But can the Dutch experienced seamers and young spinners they've got in their ranks, can they keep them quiet? Because no one has done that so far.
Down the leg side, it's going to be the first runs, the first boundary for Asif Sheikh. In fact, it's going to fly all the way for a Shivam strengthened 6. Van Meekeren has lost his radar at many points during this week. That one straying down the leg side, the 99th 6th of the tournament.
What a shot. Normally it's Kushal Bertel playing these shots in the first couple of overs. This time Asif Sheikh. Watch out. Almost took out a couple of people down there. I think there's a photographer down there under that tent. That ball crashing into the top of it, to the delight of all those fans out there. They've got the 6 signs as well. I think there might be a few of those Shivam strength 6s today. We've seen so many, haven't we, in the tournament?
Yeah, it's been outstanding. And in fact, the 2 men on your screen right there now, Kushal Bertal leads the way with 13. Asif Sheikh now moves to 9. Karen KC hits 7. Virendeep Singh of Malaysia 7. Max O'Dowd 6. And I think what that demonstrates for me, Matt, is the slight difference in approaches between the Netherlands and Nepal. And you would have thought it would have been to the contrary, but this new Nepali side, it's young, it's dynamic, it's all about power hitting. Netherlands have almost been a bit more traditional, a bit more along the ground.
And they were certainly that way in the first meeting between these two sides, and you could argue it cost them the game. They were just trying to figure out the conditions, nudged and nurdled the ball around in their first innings, or in the innings that they played. They batted first, and they made just 130 odd, was nowhere near enough. I think since then that woke them up, but that game will have set back their batting stats slightly.
It's a nice drive, but straight to Peter Seelar. I just spoke to Peter Seelar just briefly before the toss, and I said, is it just me, Peter, or is there a real nervousness around the group? And he said, I don't think it's just us. I think it's the whole occasion. It's a final. It shouldn't feel like anything different, but when you've got silverware on the line, remember this is the reigning T20 World Cup qualifier champions. The last tournament they played in, they won 18 months ago in Dubai. They would have been expected to come here and win this series. Nepal looking to deny them that and lift the Bajaj Pulsar trophy. So apart from the 6, a really good over from Paul Van Meekeren. Nepal 7 for none. Three changes for the Netherlands. Max O'Dowd and Scott Edwards back into the side. That was expected, but perhaps a big surprise. Philippe Boisseven, the 20-year-old leg spinner who's such a talent, but has proved expensive this week. By no means the finished or completed article into the team. Aryan Dutt misses out for the first time in the tournament. Julian DeMay misses out, and Vikramjit Singh, just the one appearance for him this week. But really good to see Ryan Campbell reward Sebastian Bratt, player of the match, remember, Game 5. And Vivian Kingma is going to start out from the Bajaj Pulsar end, and he's going to be greeted with a Pulsar Power 4 as Kushal Berdal just leans on that one, driven behind square on the offside. No timing at all, a real toe end of the bat, but that's how quick the outfield is here.
How casual did he make it look as well? Just threw his hands at the delivery, and he's going to get another opportunity because I'm afraid Vivian Kingma, as he has done a few times, he's overstepped. It's going to be a free hit for Kushal Berdal. What a good start by the big Dutchman.
Goes to the block hole. Brilliant from Kingma. But yeah, would you believe it? Vivian Kingma has overstepped again. I didn't see the signal immediately from Buddy Pradhan, but he must have. He's had his problems with his front foot. He said to us in the hotel, I guarantee you lads, we will not have another no ball from me this week. I'm doing everything within my power to keep my foot behind the line. The first ball of the final, he's overstepped.
Yeah. And now he's going to have to come back from that mentally, isn't he? That's the nightmare start if you're a fast bowler. 3 wickets he's got, expensive, but he's bowled well at the death.
Looks for the scoop shot. That's not a free hit. Doesn't matter. It's a Pulsar Power 4. Berdal anticipating the line of the delivery, thought it was going to be full, walks across his stumps, a huge risk perhaps in the second over, but that's the modern game. No fear, 4 runs.
And he did this in a very similar manner to Josh Buttler, actually. The right leg goes back out behind him, so he's trying to kid the batsman, the bowler rather, and then he goes the other side, which is exactly the way he intended, and flips it over short fine leg, exactly the way that Josh Buttler plays that shot.
The adventure of youth, Matt, 24 years of age, Berdal, but just his 5th international appearance. Doesn't hold any scars of the past defeats that Nepal have suffered. He's just full of confidence, isn't he? Even that one there, just driven for a single. Don't think those figures we've seen for Vivian Kingma paint the full story of just how impressive he's been this week, particularly some of the death bowling, like you said.
He was excellent in the game against Malaysia. The Netherlands snatching a tie from the jaws of defeat. Kingma, it was 7 needed off the final over. He bowled a wide with the first delivery, so 6 off the final 6 balls. And he only conceded 5. Brilliant stuff from him. But I think he'll want to improve his first couple of overs. He has been expensive with the new ball. Asif Sheikh to face his first delivery from him.
Just raised down the leg side, doesn't clip the pad. Extras have been a problem this week for the Netherlands, not just the no balls, the wides as well. I think there was nearly half a dozen, or sorry, more than half a dozen, nearly double figures of wides in their 6th game, their 4th game, that tie against Malaysia. 11 wides it was. And that ended up nearly costing them the match and would have kept Malaysia in the tournament, but the tie was enough to get Netherlands through so they could enjoy their 2 days off to prepare for the final. That's a lovely shot in front of square, and the man at cover is very square indeed. So yet another Pulsar Power 4, this time to Asif Sheikh.
And again, he's not really got anywhere near the middle of the bat there, Asif Sheikh. No real timing, but threw his hands aggressively at the ball, and he found the gap, and that was the key thing. So they'll take this start. Once again, it's a rapid start by these two. And I can't remember them really finding the middle of the bat at all.
Huge pressure on Vivian Kingma right now. 15 off just 4 deliveries because of that no ball. It's a hot day out there. Red hot pressure on Kingma and all of the men in orange. Short ball, it's going to be more runs. This over is turning into a disaster. That's going to be a Shivam strength in 6. The 106 of the tournament. Kingma just can't quite get it right now. Feeling the pressure. Nepal off to an absolute flyer.
Nepal off to a flyer. Again, these two have just delivered, haven't they? Time and again in this series. And this is a carbon copy of a delivery in the previous over from Paul van Meekeren. So Vivian Kingma not learning that lesson. This one went even further, didn't it? Asif just used the pace. Brilliant shot. Guided it over deep fine leg almost. And over the policeman. That's where the police all gather on that side. Just bounced over their heads.
Guyan Endramala looks a very happy and satisfied captain. He wasn't happy about 30 minutes ago because he wanted to have a bowl first. But I'm sure him and Dav Watmore have said to his troops, We have to bat first. Let's not change our approach in any way, shape or form. Let's go at it right from ball one. And what these two opening batsmen are doing, putting such pressure on Kingma and Van Meekeren. They're saying if you bowl it short, we'll pull you for 6. If you bowl it full, we'll drive you along the ground for 4. There's almost no margin for error for the Dutch quicks. And all of a sudden, this batting pitch looks a very good one. Slower ball. Good change up to salvage the over from Kingma. Still 21 runs coming from it. Nepal 28 for none. So we're going to see an immediate change in bowling because the Dutch captain, Peter Seeler, has seen enough of the pace on in this power play. He's going to go to his young leg spinner. Philippe Boissevin back into the side today. Remember, 2 of his spells this week in the first game against the Netherlands and the second game against Malaysia. Both of his first deliveries went for 6. He's been expensive, an economy of over 10. There's no doubt he's a huge amount of talent.
I don't think those stats tell the story either, to be honest. He had 3 catches dropped in the first game against Malaysia off his bowling.
And even though that's wide outside the off stump, I think it's the correct tactic. We don't want to put it into the hitting arc of Kushal Bertal. And you can see immediately, even though it's a new ball, and the pitch is a lot of work, immediate turn, sharp turn for Boissevin. Short ball pulled, but there's protection out there. Interesting field, Matt. Deep mid-wicket, but the second fielder allowed outside the circle. They've gone with a long off.
Yeah, I agree, actually. Very interesting. And interesting that he's been brought in with the new ball. It's a bit of a risk, this, by Peter Saylor. Arjen Dutt, the off-spinner, not playing. He's the spinner that's bowled in the power play in the previous game.
Hit down towards long off. Is this going to be a chance for Paul Van Meekeren? He's made good ground across to his left. Brilliant catch. He's taken it. He celebrates strongly. What a change of bowling from Peter Seeler. Brilliant bravery from Boissevin. Just the fielding position we were talking about. That's why long off was out there. The crowd outside the ground silenced.
Brilliant captaincy. Really good bowling and a brilliant catch. Just turned, didn't it, that one? Skewed off the thick outside edge. Van Meekeren had to make a lot of ground in front of us. The big man, and he got low as well. That's one of the best catches that we've seen during this tri-series. And what a moment that could be, because they've broken this crucial partnership between Asif Sheikh and Kushal Bertel. Sheikh gone for 16, 30 for 1.
Gyanendra in at number 3. And he's beaten immediately by a beauty outside the off stump. And for the very first time this week, we've seen any kind of a fumble from Scott Edwards. No edge though, so no harm done. Good stuff from the young leggy.
Yeah, really brave of Peter Saylor and brave of Boissevin as well. Tossed that previous delivery up. Tempted Asif Sheikh. Sheikh trying to hit him a bit straighter, perhaps over the man at mid-on. But because he turns the delivery, that's why it skewed off the edge of the bat and ended up going to long off. Really good captaincy in bowling that, to understand where you're going to get that opportunity.
Yeah, and good captaincy again here, because it was Bertel on strike, but now Mala comes in with the single and immediately a slip in place. The sharp turn, the leggy's getting outside the off stump. Look at the line here, it's going to be at the fifth stump. It's a beauty. Absolutely sensational from the young leg spinner. That's why he excites Ryan Campbell so much. And brilliant coaching, brilliant leadership from this Dutch side to get him back into the team for the final.
Gyanendra Mala will be a challenge for him. Look at that strike rate, 160. 74 of just 46 balls in this competition so far.
Shorter pulled into the deep, a bit of a freebie work to do for Baz de Leede, and there's absolutely no chance he can cut that off. That's going to be a Pulsar Power 4. Ruins a really good over from Boisseven. He has the big wicket though. Nepal, 35 for 1. So 35 for 1 the score after 3 overs, and we're going to see a consecutive change of bowling. Kingma whipped out of the attack and young Baz de Leede brought in. Really effective with the ball actually this week, and impressive at points from the Pulsar end. Starts with that kind of slower, almost moon ball that comes out, and Buddy Pradhan is not having any of it. He signals wide.
Back of the hand, I think. You can see it pretty much went over that red line, which is used as a guiding line really for the umpires in terms of calling wide. I think it might have just been the other side of it, so fair enough that was called a wide. Interesting that he'd go to that slower ball right from the off. Back to normal pace there, and we've been so impressed with his batting in this competition. But his bowling's been effective too. He's been the joint leading wicket taker for the Dutch. Let's have a look at that pitch. Not much grass on it, Lenny.
No, looks like a batsman's paradise, but as I did say to Dav Watmore before the toss, I said, Dav, I think that's going to turn a little bit. He said, not too much. And Dav's gone with 4 seamers. Look at what Boissevan's done in the 3rd over of the match. As the cut shot is dropped, I believe, by Tobias Vissay. Hit straight to him, known as one of the best fielders of this Dutch side, and he's put it down.
That's an absolute dolly, I'm afraid. That could be a massive moment in this game. Kushal Bertel, the in-form Kushal Bertel, leading run scorer in the competition. He's not got all of that. Pretty much straight to Tobias Vissay. Normally a keeper, but a very good fielder. Move to his right. He is going to be very disappointed with that. And will that come back to bite the Dutch?
Kushal Bertel is living a charmed life this week. If you weren't watching the first game of the tournament, I think it was the 2nd or 3rd delivery. He skied one right up in the air, was caught off it, but Vivian Kingma had overstepped for a no ball. He's just been given another life. A backward point. There's a fielder out there, despite the raucous cheers from outside the ground. Deep point in place for Gyanendra Mala. But Bertel just is living a charmed life.
It was just the right kind of height really as well for Vissay. It was round about hip height. He did have to move a bit, but I think he catches that 98 times out of 100.
Yeah, should have been taken, Matt, to be frank, particularly with the high standards that the Netherlands pride themselves on with their fielding, and the fact that Vissay is probably the best outfielder, maybe with the exception of De Leede, who's bowling here. And that's why he's in the key position of backward point. He's put it down. His reaction to it was almost like he didn't pick it up at first.
And he took a brilliant catch, didn't he? Remember, a key wicket to get rid of Virendeep Singh when they were under pressure against Malaysia in their first game. Superb catch over his shoulder in the same position. This one, so much easier.
Fortune this time for Gyanendra Mala. Looks for the pull shot, no timing whatsoever. Again, a change up in pace from De Leede. And inside edges it. There's Dav Watmore. The legend that is Dav Watmore, 67 years of age. He is doing something very special with this Nepal side.
He still loves it, doesn't he? You can tell. Loves being out there in the thick of things. He's very active in the field in practice. He's hitting balls. Certainly wouldn't tell that he's nearing 70.
Slower delivery again, just going to be a single. Really good over from Deleda. Should have had a wicket. Just 6 runs coming from it. Nepal 41 for 1. As we've so often seen throughout this week from the Netherlands, continuing to ring the changes, particularly in the power play. A lot of bowlers bowling 1 over spells. So Vivian Kingma, after being pumped for 21 runs in the second over the innings, is going to have a change of ends to the Shivam end, which is the pavilion end. And look at that for a delivery. It's reared up, he's rolled his fingers over it. Surprise Birdle, good bowling.
Bit of a snorter, that one. Smell the leather. Wasn't a whole load of pace on the delivery. It was a little bit tennis bally in its bounce, but it followed the batsman, came right back in towards Bertel, who played it well, dropped his hands. Generally, ever since the first game, where I think Ryan Campbell felt the Dutch bowlers bowled too full, they have banged the ball in short ever since then.
Hit into the leg side. There is a man in the deep, Ben Cooper at long on. Really good fielding from him. The 2 men outside the circle, both on the leg side. So Kingma trying to angle the ball in. It's deep square leg and long on.
Important over this, you feel, for Kingma and for the Netherlands. The other 3 bowlers, their overs going for 6 or 7, did really well. It's that 1 over at the moment. That means, from Kingma, that means that they're scoring at 10 and over overall Nepal.
It's hit into the leg side, going to be work to do, and a brilliant effort from Baz Dalila. He's such a fantastic athlete, but again, another demonstration of just how quick the outfield is. Going to be another Pulsar Power 4.
Good effort from Deleda, but another example of the new positive Gyanendra Mala. You really feel as though these 2 aggressive young openers have forced the more senior men like Gyanendra to really take the bull by the horns. Gyanendra scored really quickly in this competition. Strike rate of 160 coming into this game, and he's already 10 off 5.
Pace off a leg cutter this time from Kingma. Direct hit isn't going to matter. Good batting from Gyanendra. Picks up slower delivery, just gets through for a single.
Really interesting start so far. I do think that overall the Dutch have bowled pretty well, barring that Kingma over. But still, Nepal going at a very healthy run rate. And they've got plenty of hitting to come as well, the likes of Dipendra, Kushal Mala, Karan KC. How will they go? Give us some shake back in the hut.
Finds the block hole. Really good bowling from Kingma. I don't want to say he's been a find for the Netherlands this week, because he has been around and involved in the international setup, but for him to come back from the ankle surgery that he's had, if he took away the no balls from him this week, he would have been probably the pick of the Dutch bowlers in a way.
He's got all the natural attributes, hasn't he, really? When he gets it right, he looks very, very impressive. Understandably, he's looked a bit rusty, having not played for so long, as have a few of the other bowlers that we've seen.
Pace off again. Immediately the Netherlands bowlers learning under the tutelage of Seeler. Get the pace off the ball. 5 overs gone. The score is 48 for 1. Yeah, that's a summary of the results from the group stages. We've had almost everything this week. A couple of hammerings, Nepal smoking Netherlands and Malaysia in the first round of round-robin matches. Netherlands getting over the line just against Malaysia. Paul van Meekeren into the attack, and he's greeted by this scoop shot, which almost comes off the cue end of the bat this time, Sharad. And just loops over the head of the fielder in the leg side. Again, fortune for Bertal.
Yeah, haven't we seen everything here today? Boundaries, wickets, catches dropped, mistimed shots.
We've seen everything this week, though, haven't we? As you see it here, down, looking for the ramp, definitely off the cue end. A bit more Ronnie O'Sullivan, the snooker player, than a David Warner ramp that time, or an A.B. de Villiers ramp. That one is powered, and it's high and handsome, and it's going to soar all the way for a Shivam strength and six over the Wow Energy drink big screen. What a shot that is. One of the biggest sixes of the week. That's the Nepali captain. That's Gayanendra Malla.
What a shot that was. And 101 sixes coming up in the tournament. Yeah, he swiped it in the square leg region for a huge six there, Gayanendra. Wow, what a shot that was.
Yeah, we don't have a meter counter this week, but remember, we're right in the centre of this Tribune University International Cricket Ground. So even though it may not look it on your screen, that's about a 68-metre boundary. It's nearly 70 metres the whole way around here. Yes, we are at atmosphere. We're up at 1,400 metres here at base level in the Kathmandu Valley. But that one must have gone 95 metres or something like that, Sharad.
Yeah, it looks like it went a long way with the wind as well, blowing that side.
Pressure on Van Meekeren, Sharad, and what we're seeing is anything with full pace is being dispatched as we see a change in the field. So the two men in the deep, a deep backward square leg and a deep wide mid wicket. Slower ball, big appeal from the keeper, but nothing from Van Meekeren, probably going over the top. That was the off cutter into the pitch.
Yeah, no pace there given by Paul. The next ball, rightly. These two batsmen liking the pace, using that pace of the ball, but this time he slowed it down. Yeah, though the crowd not inside, but the atmosphere pretty noisy.
I'm not sure there's another place anywhere in the world you would see what we're seeing. We're behind closed doors, no fans allowed inside the ground, but there is a very healthy crowd outside the ground, and they are creating an atmosphere better than probably any other in associate cricket, even though they're not allowed in the pitch. That one decided not to be a wide, adjudicated by umpire Buddy Pradhan. The off cutter just rolling past the hip of Kushal Bertel.
Yeah, probably Bhurtil walking a little bit outside, a little early, seeing the batsman move. Umpire not deciding to give that a wide. There you can see the number of people outside the ground.
Brilliant bowling. He's followed him. Bertel looking to give himself room outside the leg stump for a shot that we saw him practice in the warm-up, which is the ramp shot. So leaning back off the quicks, opening the face and trying to put it over the head of the keeper.
Yeah, you can see in the background him practicing that same shot, but chose not to play at it, just left it alone. Yeah, seeing the offside field in, he would rather be good if he tries to go over those cover and point region.
Beautifully bowled. Yeah, so that's the end of the sixth over. End of the power play. Nepal 56 for 1. The beautiful scene at the Tribune University International Cricket Ground, and we see umpire Durga Subaidi indicate the end of the power play. And as we've seen, I think in almost every game this week, apart from the Netherlands' fourth match where he didn't bowl due to a bit of a stiff back, Peter Sienar into the attack with his left arm spin. Beautifully bowled, a bit of turn and offer to start. When you're the captain, Jared, it's your prerogative to bowl when the fielding restrictions go out.
Yeah, you can see the last ball jumping a little bit as well. Yeah, he's bowled 10 overs for 3 wickets. Not a bad economy there.
Big appeal. Oh, and that looked close to me. Maybe just sliding on with the arm going down the leg side. Durga Subedi indicates leg by. Didn't even give it a second thought.
Yeah, Captain Sealer bowled it in the stumps. Ganendra trying to flick it around the square leg region. Yeah, was pretty close. A quick single taken by the batsman.
Durga Subedi just flexing his arms a touch and putting Peter Sealer off. Remarkably, that 54 for 1 that Nepal made, Mark Floyd is just telling me that it's the lowest power play of the tournament for them, for Nepal. But that really indicates just how impressive their opening batsmen have been. But we're seeing signs of turn here. Have Nepal misjudged this pitch? They've left their 2 left arm spinners out, Jared. What was Dad Watmore thinking?
Definitely, there is something different in this wicket today. Looks like that. 2 balls jumping off the surface. Yeah, lefting 2 spinners, left arm spinners out. We'll know what effect would it make in the game.
Short ball this time. Scooped into the deep, and despite the best efforts of Deleda, for the second time his diving stop on the leg side can't save a boundary. That's a Pulsar Power 4 for the Nepali captain, Gyanendra Malla.
Yeah, another one. Another short ball by Sealer. Nicely pulled there by Gyanendra. Yeah, maybe it stopped in the wicket a little bit, but nicely guided in the gap. The bat.
There's a bit of a drag down. And the reason that one's not signalled wide is it's flicked the pad of Gyanendra Malla. Just 5 runs coming from that Peter Sealer over. The score now 62 for 1. So 7 overs gone, and what a final we have in store. This Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nation Series, the strength partnership of Cement. Baz Deleda back into the attack, and that's brilliant batting. That's the shot we saw him practicing before the game. Kushal Birdal for the first time this week, striking at less than 100, but that Pulsar Power 4 is going to help him catch up.
Yeah, very nicely played that one. With the third man up, not a very good choice of ball by Delete there. How nicely scooped it over the third man region, Bhurtel. Though he's going slow, the partnership is going really strong by these 2.
Cut nicely, but straight to Max O'Dowd, who's out at deep extra cover. Yeah, Birdal, this is the first time we've seen him really not be striking up 140, 150. Remember, he's hit 13 sixes in the tournament. He smashed the ball to all parts, but just taking a little while to get going today, Sharad.
Yeah, showing a different side of his batting today. But still playing very well, though. Hasn't seen him that rattled.
Yet another cutter. We've seen the Netherlands bowlers use these so much, and perhaps surprisingly not given wide, maybe just going over leg stump. Real cut in the pitch, though, for that off cutter.
Yeah. The off-cutter doesn't seem that easy to hit. A very good choice of ball. Yeah. Delete.
Another off-cutter into the hitting arc of Gyanendra Malla, and he smashed it all the way for a Shivam strength 6. It thuds into the boundary rope, the advertising hoardings, and just as I was about to say, Delete is really deceiving Malla. He gets one into his hitting arc, 6 more to the total.
Yeah, probably being a little bit too predictable. Nicely pulled that Gyanendra around the square leg region. Hits this boundary rope. Another 6 runs. Yeah, going at a very good rate, Nepal team of 9.52. Just 1 wicket down.
Mala using all his experience, Jared. Look at that projected score. Are we going to see 200 plus posted again this week? Another cutter. You can see this is going to be the strategy and the tactic from the Netherlands, but it can't be too predictable. Watmore, just wondering what a good total is right now.
Yeah, looks pretty relaxed. Doing some of his nails. What a start it has been with that Watmore for Nepal team. Bhurtel on strike.
Yet another slower ball, this time either the knuckle ball or maybe out of the back of the hand. 12 runs coming from the 8th over. Nepal 74 for 1. Peter Seelar continuing, the Netherlands captain. He's been one of the least expensive bowlers all week, one of the most economical. Only Sampal Kami with an economy rate of 5.3 of those who've played 2 games or more has less than Seelar's economy rate of 6.4. He's shown all his experience, his guile. You can see that round arm delivery coming very wide of the crease that time.
Yeah, still getting a lot of bounce with that round arm action, with his height probably.
Again, round arm, and he's going to take on the fielders in the deep. And Paul van Meekeren is that long off, but that one goes over extra cover. Good batting from Kushal Bertel. He's finally up to a strike rate of 100. That's a Pulsar Power 4.
Yeah, a pitch top ball slightly by Seelar. You can see Bhurtel clearing his left leg and hitting it over covers. A very good shot there.
Looks for the switch hit this time and gets it away. Brilliant batting. It's the 1-2 combo from Kushal Bertal. Inside out over extra cover. Follows it up with the reverse sweep. This 24-year-old, he's got all the shots in the book.
Absolutely. What a shot there. Following up with that hit over covers. Nicely executed reverse sweep there. Right in the gap between the 2 fielders of third man point region. Thuds it into the bar.
It's better from Seelar, well recovered. It's been noticeable how many dot balls Peter Seelar has bowled as well. Probably bowled the most dot balls in the entire tournament. Maybe Sampal Kami up there in the mix with him as well. But he has led from the front and he's grown into his cricket. Good all-round batsman, bowler and leader. Great comeback. 2 dots to finish the over. So just 9 runs coming from the 9th over. Nepal 83 for 1. So we're going to see spin from both ends now. Young Philippe Boissevin, the leg spinner, comes in to bowl from the Bajaj Pulsar end, which is a change of end for him. He's the only man with a wicket so far. He got the critical breakthrough, removing Asif Sheikh. But Gyanendra Malla has come in, Nepal's captain, to really put the Dutch bowlers to the sword. Certainly some nerves for Boissevin. Good first over from him today. And you can see the tactic, mainly leg breaks as Max O'Dowd misfields, going to allow them to get through for 2. But the tactic is very much leg breaks, on off stump and outside off stump from Boissevin.
Yeah, seems like that. Haven't seen a googly though from him yet. It would be interesting if he can bowl that one as well. Both these batsmen going so well.
Fuller into the hitting arc, going to be work to do for long off. And Vikramjit Singh, who's on as a sub-fielder, going to try and find out who he's on for. Does really well, the youngster.
Yeah.
Hasn't had much chance to shine with a bat this week, but showing what he can do in the field there.
Yeah, nicely cut off there in the boundary region. Saved 2 runs for his team, Vikramjit.
Into the hitting arc, it comes off the top edge. It could be a chance for Vikramjit Singh. It's not, it's going to be Peter Seelar who clings on. That's brilliant from the Dutch captain. He dismisses Nepal's captain. The second wicket to fall, the second one to Bashundhara. Brave bowling from the youngster. That's outstanding leg spin bowling.
Seem to have tossed that a little bit, given some air. Yeah, Captain Gyanendra may be looking to go over the mid-on region, but not getting as quite as he had wanted. Yeah, you can see the ball really turning away, nicely flighted.
Yeah, turning, but also the flight, and what a catch this is from Peter Seelar. He made good ground across to his right. He had Vikramjit Singh coming in towards him. It was all happening, but he clung on crucially. Mala's gone for 33 from 19 deliveries. Nepal 87 for 2. So a change in the batting order for Nepal.
Lovely, boy.
Promoted up the order today is the left-handed Kushal Malla. Not on strike yet. As they get back for 2, Bashundhara thought there might have been a run-out opportunity, but Berthold really is quick, young, athletic.
Yeah,
Third 2 of the over.
Good running there by these two. Kushal Malla, interesting, has been sent ahead of Dipendra, informed Dipendra Airi, probably with the 2 spinners operating from both ends. They want to continue this rate, this current run rate. It'll be easier for the left-hander to face those incoming deliveries for sure.
Good sweep shot, but protection on the leg side. Baz Deleda tidies up. Yeah, Bashundhara, what a brave selection from Ryan Campbell. Put him into the side, showing faith in the 20-year-old. He has been expensive, but these 2 wickets, the only breakthroughs so far for the Netherlands. And I think what you're seeing again here is matchups. So with Peter Seelar bowling his left arm spin and Bashundhara bowling his leg spin, his right arm leg spin, both of those will come into the hitting arc of Kushal Malla. And as we've seen with his power so far, striking at 217 in the tournament, we're going to see him try and dispatch a few over the ropes. But this time the drag down can only go out to Max O'Dowd on the leg side. That's the halfway stage of the innings. We'll have a change in commentary after this. I'll pass over to Matt Floyd. It's 91 for 2.
Welcome back to the TU International Cricket Ground. It's been an absorbing start to this final of the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Series with the strength partner Shivam Cement. Nepal put in, and they are 91 for 2 off 10 overs. First look at Sebastian Braat in this final. Kushal Malla on strike.
On it, Saucy.
Starts immediately with a slower ball. That's what Braat went to. Under pressure against Malaysia, bowled brilliantly actually to haul the Netherlands back into that game, which they ended up tying. Braat was man of the match for his brilliant performance. 2 wickets for 14 in 2 overs.
Although his economy rate looks a touch high, but yeah, he has been among the wickets.
Again, pace off. It's been tough to get hold of Bra when he gets it right with that slower delivery, and it's been a really interesting start, hasn't it, Sharad, in terms of how Nepal have approached this innings, because Kushal Bertel, having been the aggressor in pretty much every game up till this point, has played the anchor role so far. Oh, he swings hard at this one though. Short delivery from Brat, and that's put away. Over wide, long on for a Shivam strength 6. Perhaps now Bertel pressing the go button.
Yeah. Went pretty hard at that short ball, Burtil. Gave it everything. Yeah, he looked like an anchor man at the start, but now he's definitely changing the gears.
There he is, Ron Burgundy, the anchor man. Didn't quite get all of that, did he? Still went for 6, so powerful for a small man. Again, pace off from Brat. Well played Bertel to manoeuvre the ball into the gap for the single.
Yeah, as the coaches say, always get a single of the next ball. Rotate the strike and get that partnership going, showing maturity. Burtil, what a tournament he has had. Nepal touching the 100-run mark now.
Kushal Mala tries to get hold of Brat into the leg side, skews off a thick inside edge, but they come back for 2. So now past the 3 figures, Nepal, 101 for 2 in the 11th over. What's Kushal Mala been sent in for here? Just to have a go and keep momentum?
Yeah, probably with the 2 spinners were there in the attack before. They wanted Kushal to face those bowlers more. And yes, as you said, like probably wanting him to go a little bit harder.
He's gone hard at that one. Not quite got it, but he's got enough of it. That's another Shivam strength 6 out towards the practice pitches. That's what Kushal Mala does. He's got raw power.
Yeah, what a hit that was. With that ball, Nepal 107 for 2.
$107 for 2 Nepal off 11 overs, going at just under 10 and over. Bertel 42 off 36. Kushal Mala sent up the order, is already 10 off 4. The ball's been handed back to Vivian Kingma for his 3rd over. Very expensive in his 1st over, going for 21. Came back stronger in the 2nd over.
Has been a very mixed kind of bowling by the Netherlands attack. Some good overs in between, but some very rank short balls given there, sitting up to be hit. This wicket does look a little bit slower than the previous ones, but yeah, still Nepal managing a 10-run rate, 10 over per over.
Well, if they keep going like this, they will get to 200. And if the Netherlands can chase down 200 plus twice in a row against Nepal, then hats off to them. Not easy to do that.
Kingma for his 3rd over.
Pace off immediately. Bertel playing very sensibly today. He's taken singles on offer instead of trying to just dispatch every ball, even if it's not there. I think that'll be Kushal Mala's job. He knows only one way Super exciting talent. Missed the first game, actually, and then was brought into the side to replace Arif Sheikh. I think that was a good move, because he also offers you something with the ball, Kushal Malla, with his left arm spin. He will be used today, that's for sure, with no Sushan Bari or Shahab Alam in the side.
Yeah, also being a left-hander, it adds that different dimension to the team. Left and right combinations are always better. Not easy for the bowlers to adjust the right and left hand.
Oh, but it touch as well from Kushal Malla. Did pretty well there. Waited for that delivery, which was very slow, really, from Vivian Kingma. His slow balls, he really does take the pace off. Malla does the right thing, gets off strike.
Yeah, Bhurtel on course for his 4th half century of the tournament. 7 runs left. How well he has played in the top for Nepal.
He goes for the Yorker, but just gets the line wrong. Kingma frustrated there, because had he got it right, he would have had a good chance of picking up the wicket. Bhurtel had gone a long way across his stumps.
Yeah, probably Kingma thinking it was very close to the leg stump. Trying to york the batsman there, just string down.
Slow ball bouncer this time. Well bowled, as long as it wasn't over the batsman's head. It wasn't, according to the umpire. It's a valuable dot ball from Kingma. His last 9 deliveries have gone for just 10 after the first 6 went for 21. It's been a bit of a pattern for him, actually. He's tended to get better as his spell has gone on. Really was excellent with the final over of the day against Malaysia in their final group game. Oh, he gets his Yorker in pretty much perfectly, but Bhurtel squeezes that away for a single. Been a good over this. 1 wide and 3 singles taken. So 4 so far, 2 to go.
Yeah, seems there's a change of plan in the bowling. They're trying to pitch it up in around the block hole area, having all the 4 men down in the leg side. Yeah, Bhurtel has been the highest scorer by far. Almost 100 runs difference.
Well bowled. Vivian Kingma tucking up Kushal Malla, not allowing him to free his arms. That's what he wants. He wants you to come into his arc so he can whack you over anywhere from long on round to deep mid wicket.
Yeah, that's his go-to area, actually. Yeah, Kingma bowling that one smartly to Malla, not giving him any room. Yeah, so 1-6 away, Bhurtel again. Let's see how it goes.
Well, he goes hard, but straight to the man at the deep mid wicket boundary. And they come through for a single. So Bhurtel's up to 45, Nepal 113 for 2. Three partnerships so far for Nepal. Bhurtel involved with all of them. 30 with Asif Sheikh for the opening wicket. 57 off just 43 balls with the skipper. Now going strong with Kushal Malla. Bosavain continues. Good length that. Bhurtel a little bit in no man's land there with his feet.
Talking about partnership, it's been wonderful for Nepal at the start. Every game they have got good starts.
Down leg side, almost a freak dismissal actually from Kushal Bhurtel. Got in a bit of a muddle. That could have easily come back onto the stumps, would have been incredibly unlucky. Gets a run.
Has been impressive, Bosavain, in this final game. Picked up 2 crucial wickets at the start.
What's he got here though for Kushal Malla? Has he got a googly?
Yeah,
Doesn't want to spin into his arc.
Malla won't hang back.
There's the Google. Didn't turn too much, but it was a good length, I think.
Just tucked it around the fine leg region for a run, Malla. The 2 Kushals in a partnership.
Oh, that's gone very high. Has it gone long enough? Yes, it has. Of course it has. It's another Shivam strength 6 for Kushal Bertel, and it's another half century for him. 4 half centuries in his first 5 T20 international innings. What a start it's been for him. And the crowd outside the ground are over the moon.
What a way to get that half century. Bertel again going hard for it. One of his favorite shot, the slog sweep over mid wicket, doesn't hang back. Went really hard at it. What a dream start. Once again, I have lost for words to describe his batting. A debutant. Swung so hard.
Went so high that one, didn't it? It was almost like a pitching wedge. Yeah. He's playing golf.
Exactly.
Gets the short ball this time. He's timed the pants off that delivery. Probably the first time he's really found the middle of his bat. That rocketed away down the hill. It's a pulsar power 4 for Kushal Bertel. He's now getting into his work.
Yeah, another short ball outside the off stump for Kushal. And just placed it in the gap around the cover region. Cover fielder driving to stop that ball, but couldn't manage a hand.
Short again. Pulled by Bertel. He'll only get a single this time, but it's a good end to the over for him. 4-6-1. 13 gone, 126 for 2. Two wickets to fall so far, both taken by the young leg spinner Philip Boissevin, 2 for 28 from his 3 overs. The experienced captain Peter Saylor and Paul van Meekeren, the 2 most economical bowlers, and van Meekeren's back into the attack. Starts with a slow delivery, beautifully played by Kushal Bertel. Lovely wrist work. It's gone away for a pulsar power 4. But he's not just about power, is he? He's got some lovely touch too.
Yeah, we had seen him practicing that shot, and hasn't he played that shot well? Some 2 or 3 boundaries in that area hit by Kushal already. With the third man up, very good choice of shot there by Kushal again.
Quite a brave shot too, because there's no pace on the ball, so if you get it wrong, it's going to be an easy catch for that man. This time he goes across and he goes big to the leg side. The slog sweep has come out. That is massive. Almost out of the ground for a Shivam strength 6. What a tournament it's been for Kushal Bertel.
You can see all smiles there. Everyone enjoying it. Another slower ball there, smacked it over the deep mid-wicket fielder there, Kushal. And also it did go a long way.
Well, this is his highest score in T20 internationals. 67 not out. Is he eyeing up 3 figures? What a time to do that. Just remember, this young man is playing his 5th innings in T20 internationals. He already has 4 half-centuries.
Yeah, amazing batting display here by Kusal. What consistency.
Van Meekeren goes pace off again. Kusal Malla a bit slow to respond to the call, but no worries. Plenty of time. And what's been impressive today with Kushal Bertel is he's taken his time. In the previous innings we've seen, he's really gone for it. But this time, he just sat in, let others do the work early, and now he's going up through the gears.
Rightly said there, Matt. He's been so impressive in this tournament. Doesn't look like his debut tournament though, but yeah, if he gets 100 here, that would be a very, very good one for the final game. Icing on the cake, as we say.
Kushal Malla desperate to get involved as well. I think he was aiming over the leg side there, but the ball ended up going to mid-off. No run taken.
Yeah, a very good stop there in the mid-off region by the fielder, Ben Cooper. Yeah, the dugout seemed very relaxed. Boys enjoying.
$11 off the first 4 balls of Paul Van Meekeren's 3rd over. It's expensive already. He goes into the pitch again, well bowled. Clever that as well with the left-hander. He's bowling an off-cutter, so the ball spins away. It's much harder for Malla to hit him through the leg side.
Yeah, good choice of delivery by Paul. It's not easy as it's getting stuck.
Well, that's easy on the eye, that's for sure. What a beautiful city Kathmandu is. Plenty of sights to see, lots of beautiful temples, lovely old streets and architecture. Can't wait to get out once our bio bubble ends on Sunday. Good finish to the over from Paul Van Meekeren. Finishes strong with the bouncer. 14 gone, 137 for 2. Sebastian Braat's first over went for 16, but he's back into the attack. 6 overs to go, 137 for 2. It's Bastelader, in fact, on for his 3rd over. Again, as he often does, starts the spell with a slower ball. Going round the wicket as well, interestingly, to the right-hander. See if he stays there for the left-hander as well.
Yeah, probably Dilip wanting to take it away from the hitting arc of Kusal Bertel. Yeah, would be interesting to see how he goes with the left-hander.
Staying around the wicket, man out a long on, deep mid-wicket, behind square on the leg side. They don't want Kushal Malla to be hitting in that direction if possible. Hung outside the off stump and he's pulled it into the leg side. Is it a chance for a catch? Oh, what an effort from Ben Cooper. He almost pulled off a spectacular catch there. In the end, he saved the 6, I think, because he's managed to flip the ball back in one-handed. Unfortunately, though, it's a no ball. Oh, it's all happening here.
Yeah, a short, slower ball, but what an effort there by Ben Cooper. Almost pulled it off. Yeah, still managing to stop 2 runs. Another free hit for Malla.
Another no ball from the Dutch. Pace off. Inside edge from Kushal Malla. Does he beat the man? He does at short fine leg, so that races away for a Bajaj Pulsar Power 4. Great start to the over for Nepal. Very bad one for the Dutch.
It's all boundaries and sixes here for Nepal right now. Yeah, Mullah trying to give it his all. Just inside edged it towards the short fine leg region, and another boundary for Team Nepal and Mullah.
Just 17 years old, remember, Kushal Mullah. He's been sent in here to up the ante, and although he hasn't really found his timing, he's still got 20 off 12. Timed that one, hasn't he? He certainly timed that one. That is out towards the practice nets. A Shivam strength 6. You can't bowl there to Kushal Mullah.
What a sound it made off the bat. Timed that perfectly. Another slow ball. Yeah, a lot of time Mullah had in that one. That ball really went near in the car park.
You're not parked over there, are you, Sharad?
Yeah, I have safely parked it behind the building, so I am safe. But not all those cars right there in the net practice area.
Yes, the ball being sanitised. That's local knowledge, isn't it? From all the years of playing here, you stick the car behind the commentary box so it can't get a hit. Yeah. Mullah striking at 200. Hasn't really even got going yet. That's where you need to put it to him. Hanging outside the off stump. Only one for him there. No pace to work with either. If you get it wrong at all, if it's anywhere near where he can swing his arms, you're going to disappear.
Yeah, very little margin for error there for the bowlers. Yeah, these two going so well. It's not easy to get out of bad balls. These two playing so well, taking advantage of everything thrown at them.
Two umpires just having a chat there and having a look at the pitch. I wonder if they're going to have a word with the bowler, actually. Having a quick word with the bowler, saying that he's running straight down the middle of the pitch. Bashundhara didn't agree, had his arms out. Wicket. And again, Bertel finds the gap. Might find the boundary too. It's a good bit of fielding by Sebastian Bratt. Didn't know where the ball was, but they're coming back for 3. Good running from the two youngsters.
Good cricket here by both the teams. Diving effort there by Bratt. Saved a run for his team. Equally good running between these two. And nicely guided there in the gap around the point region by Kushal Bhurtel. What batting it has been from him. Display of power and touch. Showing his class truly.
Well bowled over the wicket to the left-hander, angling across him. Again, the umpire wants to have a chat with Bashundhara. 15 overs gone, 157 for 2.
Change in the commentary box. Andrew Leonard taking over here. What a 5 overs of action that was for Matt Floyd and Sharad Vasaker. Ball is flying everywhere. Kushal Mullah is so good to watch. Sebastian Bratt into the attack. He starts with one down the leg side. That's a poor delivery, and too good is Kushal Bertal, the form that he's in. He gets it behind square on the leg side. It's going to be a Pulsar Power 4. And the pole really shining here in the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nations Series Strength Partner Shivam Cement Final. Kushal Bertal, 76 not out. Are we going to see the first century in the pole colours this week? And I've got a special guest in the commentary box. Joining me for the first time today, Mr. Shekhar Gulcha, the MD of the Gulcha Group, who are the national distributors of Bajaj Pulsar. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Gulcha.
Thank you. Pleasure.
As that one's heaved into the leg side, just going to be a single. How much of a success has this series been, and how proud a sponsor have you been?
Oh, well, it's very difficult times, and considering the COVID times, I think this has been a fantastic tournament. I know the show must go on. I guess that despite all the challenges, we need to make sure the WHO protocols are met and the show goes on. And I'm really happy the way this whole tournament is progressed.
Slower ball smashed straight back into the stumps. Buddy Pradhan's taking evasive action. There's almost nothing we haven't seen this week. It's been such brilliant action on the pitch. You're the national distributors of Bajaj Pulsar, the title sponsors of this series. Your first real stride into cricket.
Yes, this is the first time, and we're really glad. Pulsar, it's known for its sportiness, and it's obviously the most loved bike in Nepal, and we are really honored that we're able to associate with cricket. And it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, what a series it's been. That one's hit down the ground, but it's gone early. Is this going to be the big wicket for the Netherlands? It is. Peter Seelaar clenches his fists in delight. Kushal Berdal is finally gone for 77. What a knock from him. A good catch from the Dutch skipper. Good reward for Sebastian Bratt. A big decision to include him today. The slower ball again, and finally Kushal Berdal has mistimed one. Where has this young man come from? 24 years of age. There it was. He was looking to smash it out of the ground for a 6, but he could only skew it off the outside edge. Seelaar takes a really good catch, reverse hands, and isn't he delighted with that? It's just going to give them a little bit of late momentum. Kushal Berdal gone for 77 off 53 deliveries. Nepal 163 for 3. So the big wicket falls, and it's going to be Dipendra Singh Airi in at number 5 for Nepal, but he beat the non-strikers end. The batsman had been crossed. And Kushal Malla is just going to keep doing what he does, which is smashing sixes. I said it earlier in the week, if you're looking at a franchise side across the world, get this young 17-year-old, get him signed up. Another Shivam strength 6, straight down the ground. He moves to 34. What a strike this is. Slower ball yet again, maybe too predictable from Bratt. I've got the MD of the Gulcha Group, Mr. Shekhar Gulcha, in the commentary box. The entertainment has just been something else on it.
Yeah, this guy is something else. He's like all muscles, and I'm sure some franchisee, a big franchisee, is going to pick him up as well.
I think you could be right. That's going to close out the 16th over. We'll hear more from Shekhar Gulcha after the break. It's 169 for 3. There's the partnerships. Could have a change in bowling. Philippe Boissevin into the attack. Kushal Berdal, the mainstay of all those partnerships, but great striking and hitting throughout these last 4 overs. Kushal Malla already 34. And if Dipendra Singh Airi can just get Malla back onto strike, he's not going to want to try get him back onto strike. He's going to want to try and switch him out of the ground. But brilliant work in the deep from Sebastian Bratt. A good throw. Great running as well. Andrew Leonard here in the commentary box. I've got Mr. Shekhar Gulcha, the MD of the Gulcha Group, the national distributors of Bajaj Pulsar, the title sponsors. And you've had an outstanding week, exposure all around the world, 130 countries the series going into.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and the quality of transmission and the commentary, I think it's been the first time in Nepal, which is brilliant. I'm really glad to be associated with all this.
You know how to butter us up in the commentary box and keep us happy. That would smash down the ground. It's going to be actually straight of the man at long on. Dipendra Singh Airi striking it over 200 in this tournament. It's another Pulsar Power 4. Action everywhere. Nepal absolutely looking north of 200. They could make their record score here. 2 full from Boissevain. Hit down the ground. Have you been pleased with the exposure for Bajaj Pulsar and the Gulcha Group generally?
Yes, as I told you, this is our first time being associated with cricket, and it's fairly international standard, and I think this is probably one of the few times the international teams have come in, and which has been remarkable. And I think the whole way the tournament has been organized with the international standard, and it's an ICC approved tournament. So in that way, I think it's brilliant, and we're really happy with this.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. Huge credit to the Cricket Association of Nepal for getting the Netherlands and Malaysia over. Googly this time comes off the top edge. It's not going to travel all the way to Ben Cooper. But yeah, to do it in a pandemic, to have the quality of cricket that we've had, and it's a new, young, dynamic, bright future for this Nepali cricket team.
Yes, Nepal over the last few years has been reasonably well in cricket, and I think this exposure is going to take them far.
I'm going to have to put you on the spot. We've only got 2 more balls with you after this delivery. Got one question for you. Beautifully bowled off the outside edge. Your first investment into cricket, is it going to be the first of many? We've got big events later in the year, the likes of the Everest Premier League and whatnot.
Yes, so this is the first of many for sure. I'm sure we've got enough mileage out of this. And we will be looking into sponsorship of major tournaments as well now.
I had to put you on the spot there. I'm sorry to do that, but we thank you for all your support this week. As Mala hits another one, that sums up the tournament really, doesn't it? The Googly from Boissevain picked up, dispatched out of the ground. I'm going to bid a very fond farewell to Mr. Shekhar Gulcha, the MD of the Gulcha Group. 17 overs gone. It's 184 for 3. Extraordinary scenes here in the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nations final. Strength partner Shivam Cement. Nepal are flying. 184 for 3 off just 17 overs. This new mindset of aggression and power hitting that Dav Watmore and Gyanendra Malla have brought to their side is reaping dividends. I've got my old sparring partner come and join me to my right yet again. I've got Matt Floyd joining me in the commentary box. This is extraordinary, Matt.
It is. Once again, they're on target for at least their second highest ever score in T20 internationals.
It's going to be yet another boundary. The boundaries keep coming remarkably, both mid-off and mid-on, up in the circle at this stage of the game. You don't see that too often. Van Meekeren screams in anger. That's another Pulsar Power 4.
And you don't see it too often because it puts the bowler under a lot of pressure. You can't bowl that length, certainly with both mid-on and mid-off up. That was exactly where Dipendra would have wanted that delivery. Couldn't quite get the elevation, but he threw everything at that. It's generally what he does. He gets a ball in his area and he doesn't worry about technique. He just throws his body into the ball.
And it's going to be a repeat dose, mid-off and mid-on, stay up in the circle. I'm not too sure what Paul Van Meekeren's thinking because he's bowled another one into the slot. He's been dispatched down the ground for a Shivam strengthened 6th. Poor bowling this from the Netherlands. Brilliant batting, Dipendra Singh Airi.
Yeah, Paul Van Meekeren's a very good bowler. He's Holland's most experienced T20 international bowler, but that is exactly where Peter Saylor does not want him to bowl, with both men up in the ring, mid-on and mid-off. That's just a hit-me delivery for Dipendra Singh Airi, who's in excellent form. He said, thank you very much. He's off to 18 off 6 balls, and they are heading for a huge score here.
No change in the field, mid-off and mid-on, stay on the edge of the 30-yard circle. Goes for the shorter delivery. Fine leg is in place. That's why it was shorter. Good work from Vivian Kingma. Good athleticism from the opening fast bowler. But Dipendra Singh Airi, something else. I tell you what is something else. What about this view, Matt Floyd?
Absolutely stunning. It's from your drone camera, isn't it, Andrew? We can see all the crowd. There you can, just the other side of the white wall. You can see there, we've probably got, I don't know, maybe close to 1,000 or something like that. And then in the background, we've got those beautiful hills. It's a truly stunning location here at the TU International Cricket Ground. One of the very best you'll ever see.
Well, look at that from Kushal Malla, talking about one of the very best you'll ever see, one of the best shots of the entire week. Over extra cover, it was full pace from Paul van Meekeren. Kushal Malla on the edge of a T20I half century, and it's coming in rapid time.
Yeah, it will be his first T20 international half century too. And how's he hit that for 6? Not sure he meant to even go over the offside. I think he was trying to sort of whack him straight. But he is something else, this young batsman. He's got incredible natural power, similar to Karan KC, who we might see towards the end of this innings. It's something you're born with, really, at that kind of level. Showing that he can go over the offside as well if he has to. He's not just a leg side Larry, and he's a real fan favourite already. God, this over's gone for 17 off 4 balls. 2.2 overs left. They've already got to 200.
And this is already Kushal Malla's career T20I career best. He became the youngest batsman to score an ODI 50 in that series about 14 months ago at this very ground between the USA, Nepal and Oman. He is a star of the future. Get him out around the world, get him into those franchise leagues like Sandeep Lamachane. Good bowling, but is it too short? It is. It's gone over the head of Kushal Malla. Paul van Meekeren can't believe it, but he Pradhan signals wide.
I think that's the better tactic for Paul van Meekeren. He just didn't execute that bouncer. He has changed the field now, so long on has gone out. Mid-off has stayed up. Certainly think that's a better option with Kushal Malla. You've got to bang the ball in or hang the ball outside off stump. There is cover on the offside too. There's an offside sweeper. Much harder for him to hit the ball through there. You just can't give him the opportunity to hit you where he wants to hit you.
Nearly into the block hole. Not the perfect Yorker, but good enough for the Netherlands. Just going to be a single. This is a very expensive 18th over. And our Nepal looking at chasing down their highest ever T20I total. 236 that was against Bhutan at this ground about 2 years ago. Can they do it? Is 237 and above on, Matt?
Definitely, I think. You've got Karan KC to come in probably next, who hit 7 sixes in 13 balls in his last innings here. So if he even does half of that, they will get there. 33 needed to equal that. 13 balls.
Going to be another wide, and the extras continue to cause pain for the Netherlands. But yeah, this ground, the TU International Cricket Ground, in my opinion, Matt, one of the most beautiful anywhere in the cricketing world, and it needs to become a regular on the international circuit. Can't see the dearth of cricket we've seen in previous years. The Cricket Association of Nepal have done a wonderful job at getting this series played. And I think both sides, the Netherlands and Malaysia, have really played their part, and they've loved being here.
We've all loved being here, despite being in the biosecure bubble. It's been a real experience.
See yet another wide. Paul van Meekeren can't believe it. If you bowl down the leg side and it doesn't flick the pad, that's what's going to happen. And Buddy Pradhan standing today in his 36th T20 International. He's as good an umpire as there is here in Nepal. In fact, all the umpiring's been quite good this week, led by the match referee Graham Lebroy of Sri Lanka. But this side from Nepal, they are giving us a glimpse of what the future holds for this country, rising up in the world rankings. Really good Yorker. I just wonder when we see dead ball signal. We won't, because evasive action taken by Dipendra Singh Airi. We'll see leg by signal. 2 overs left. 206 for 3. So what a scorecard that is. Contributions from everyone, and crucially, look at how quickly they're all scoring. We've got the second and third most devastating hitters of the week in the shape of Kushal Malla and Dipendra Singh Airi at the crease. And as you said, Karen KC probably to come, Matt.
Surely Karen KC's got to bat next ahead of Binod Bhandari. You can't waste that ball-hitting talent by leaving him with his pads on. But to be honest with you, Dipendra Singh Airi has been magnificent every time he's gone out there. He scored very quickly. Kushal Malla as well. So I'm sure Dav Watmore very happy with these two out there at the moment.
Baz Dalida, who has favoured the changes of pace, and again doesn't really show how well he's bowled this week. None for 38. He's had the drop catch, of course, of Bertal at backward point. Tobias Visay putting him down, a crucial moment there. But these final few overs, they will be critical. If Nepal can continue the momentum, get up over 230, might be too much. If Netherlands can just close it out, restrict them to 220, 225 somehow. They're going to restrict them with bowling like that. The perfect Yorker.
Great Yorker. You're not hitting that for any runs, really, apart from a single if you squeeze it out.
You can see it here. The perfect block hole Yorker, and Dipendra Singh Airi almost jumping out of the way. But the reason that's not a dead ball, he didn't play a cricket shot, he was taking evasive action. So good interpretation of the laws from the umpires. Malla on strike on 48. Down the ground towards long off. That's going to come short of him. Just one run shy now. First ever T20 I-50 for Kushal Malla.
First ever T20 international 50. He's got one in ODIs though. The youngest player to score a 50 in all of ODI cricket, with that half century against the USA in February last year. He was just 15 years, 340 days, and he scored that 50.
Dipendra Singh Airi loves a cut shot, and that one is extraordinarily, I think it's flown all the way for 6, Matt. We're going to wait for the signal. We might have a Wow energy drink third umpire check, but I think that's a Shivam strength 6.
Fast hands from Dipendra. Wow. Really quick hands. He's a short, strong, athletic individual, and he relies on those fast hands. Look at that. Wow. Has it gone all the way? I think it has, hasn't it? It's just gone the other side of the boundary as we wait for the Wow Energy third umpire to confirm. But I think that's going to be another Shivam strength 6.
And wait till you hear the cheer when Durga Sabedi puts the 2 arms above his head. Now just double check it, of course. Almost like a baseball shot that from Dipendra Singh Airi. He loves the cut shot. Usually backward a point along the ground. That one went in front of square to the right of Philippe Boissevin.
It's like he was chopping wood.
Yeah, that's Durga Sabedi just waiting for Vinay Jha to confirm that this one has gone all the way for a maximum. For my money, clearly a 6, Matt.
Yes, I agree. I think it's just gone the other side of the soft covers over the boundary. As we look at it one more time, just, I think, not the easiest to see.
Philippe Boissevin could have done us a favour and just stuck the 2 arms over his head back to the umpire. He surely would have seen it transport all the way over the rope. This is the critical part here. They're just wondering, did it bounce in the grass before? But you can see from the shadow, in fact, it might have even clipped the top of the Shivam cement.
It does, doesn't it? You can see it move. There you go. Just clips the top of it, which is 6. If it hits that soft advertising, then the rule is 6 runs.
Wait for the cheer, Matt. It's coming. It's coming. Come on, Durga. Put us out of our misery. There it is. And there's the cheer from outside the ground.
Brilliant. Love a bit of theatre, don't we? Well done, Lenny.
Oh, it's been just amazing entertainment all week, it has to be said. Slower ball. Powerfully cut. He's in such form. He's got it in front of square again, wide of Boissevin. This time a Pulsar Power 4. I have never seen Dipendra Singh Airi bat this well.
Well, this is the new Dipendra. He came into this game with a T20I strike rate of 107. Sorry, into this series rather. Well, he's shown that that's going to be a thing of the past. That strike rate is going to rocket up because he has just become so aggressive. I wonder if the two young openers have really spurred him on to try and up his game.
That's poor bowling. The first really poor delivery of the over. He was looking for the block hole. All he could do was find the hip, really. And with fine leg up in the circle, that's a Pulsar Power 4. 1 over to go. Nepal have the record in their sights. All the twos. 2-2-2 for 3. Kushal Malla on the verge of a T20I half century, but he's going to be looking to dispatch every delivery of this over. He's not going to worry too much about the landmark because Nepal are flying. Remember, they lost the toss. They were asked to bat first. They're within sight of their record total against any opposition in T20 international cricket against Bhutan, and with due respect to Bhutan, Netherlands a slightly different proposition. That was an Asia Cup regional qualifier. This is the big stage, the final of the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nation Series. Strength partner Shivam Cement. Vivian King has been brilliant at the death. He's going to need to be here around the wicket. But there it is. It will just be a single, but that is a T20 international 50 for Kushal Malla. The second fastest in the history of Nepal. He's just 17 years of age. He's a star of the future. It's come off just 24 deliveries, only a tad slower than Gyanendra's Mala's one against Malaysia, which came off 21.
And another name for you to look out for in terms of these young Nepali batsmen, not just Kushal Bertel and Asif Sheikh at the top of the order, but that man there, Kushal Malla. He's going to be around for a while. He's just 17 years old. And I agree with both Sharad Vasorka and with Lenny. I think you're going to see him in some franchise cricket fairly soon because he's got all the ingredients of a power hitter. He can also bowl a bit of left arm spin as well. He surely is the long-term future of this Nepali side.
How big a boy is he for 17 years of age? He's hit 5 6s and 2 4s in this innings. 50 coming off just 24 deliveries. This entire outfit that has represented Nepal with such pride this week, it's a completely different one. Vivian King is going to stay around the wicket to the right-handed Irie. He's going to very nearly nail his Yorker, but the form Irie is in manages to pick it up. They'll get back for 2.
Good bit of fielding as well on the boundary out there by Paul van Meekeren. Got round pretty quickly, clean pick up and back in. But this score of 236 is very much on for Nepal. They need 11 to equal it off the next 4 balls.
Yeah, look at this. The beautiful drone shots of the TU International Cricket Ground. Whoever's flying that, God, getting close to the tree there, putting the heart in the mouth. It's just filmed during this first innings. The big crowd outside the banks of the ground. 2 wide outside the off stump from Kingma. This is where he's targeting. He's targeting that wide line outside the off stump, giving Singhari nothing to work with.
That's been his tactic all the way through this series. Around the wicket to the right-handers, going across them, trying to land the wide Yorker, which means he risks the wide occasionally. He bowled a couple of wides actually in the final over against Malaysia. But he came back strong, didn't he, in that over, and still only went for a total of 6.
What a shot that is from Dipendra Singh Irie. The form he's in, I'm not sure how he's got the elevation to smash that down the ground for a Shivam strengthened 6. He's in the form of his life. We could see history made here. It's going to be the fastest ever T20I 50 if he can do it in the next 2 or 3 deliveries.
Yeah, fastest ever for Nepal. Look at that power that he's got as well. Real strength in the wrists there to get that ball up and over. It went really flat. But 15 balls from Dipendra. He's completely changed the way that he goes about batting in T20 internationals. And now they just need 5, Lenny. 5 for the highest ever T20 international score by Nepal.
Wide outside the off stump again. Kingma immediately back to his mark. These extras continuing to cost the Netherlands. The Netherlands, they are rattled.
Not given wide there. Buddy Pradhan thinking that Dipendra, because he went across his stumps, had got close enough to the ball to be able to hit it. That was a marginal decision, I would say, at best.
Well, I just presumed it was a wide, Matt. I didn't even look up to see Buddy Pradhan signal wide. I think Vivian Kingma thought it was a wide. 2 deliveries remain. Irie can still get to 50. Oh, look at the hands. And a misfield from Peter Seeler. He's going to get back for 2, so he's going to need a maximum of the final delivery of the innings to round out what will be the fastest ever Nepal T20I half century.
I think that was a drop catch, actually. Helicopter shot from Dipendra. Just trying to dig that out and go aerial. Here we go. Yeah, that's a drop catch. Tough one for Peter Saylor. He's taken 2 tough catches that were skiers already. This one was flat and hard. He had to move to his left and he couldn't hold on. So Dipendra, the crowd going nuts. They want this 6. They want his 50. And they want this highest ever T20 international score by Nepal. They need 3 for that. Dipendra needs 6.
Hit into the leg side. It's going to be 4. So the highest T20I total for Nepal in their young history is here today in the final. Irie's going to fall just 2 runs short of that 50. That's not going to matter to him. He won't worry too much about that. What a knock it was. 48 from 18 deliveries, finishing with that Pulsar Power 4. Kingma finishes with none for 49. Every single one of the bowlers went the distance. It means that Netherlands are going to need an extraordinary chase. Nearly 12 runs and over. Is my maths correct there, Matt? 238 the final total.
It is. 12 runs and over. Wow. This would be probably the greatest chase of all time, I would imagine. But that was carnage, wasn't it? Wow. 238 for 3 from 20 overs, the highest score ever by Nepal in a T20 international. And interestingly, they actually didn't go as hard as they have done from ball 1. Kushal Bertel was a lot more circumspect, even though he scored 77 off just 53. Asif Sheikh, a rare low score for him, 16. Gyanendra was aggressive as he has been throughout this tournament, but it was Kushal Malla with 50 off 24 balls, the quickest, second quickest rather, by a Nepali in T20 internationals, and then Dipendra with 48 off just 18. He was on to beat the record. They've got the side up to this, well, possibly unchaseable score of 238.
And there's the partnerships, Matt, right the way throughout. Birdle, the rock in the first 3 of them, but it was the acceleration and the speed with which the supporting acts played that has ended up powering this total all the way to 238. Gyanendra Malla, Kushal Malla and Dipendra Singh Irie, all outstanding, all striking up towards 200. And the Netherlands, they are shell-shocked. They won the toss. And a big surprise for me, why has Peter Saylor only bowled 2 overs?
Agreed. He just went for 14 in his 2 overs. Boissevan was good up top. He picked up the first 2 wickets, but the rest of them have all gone around the park, haven't they? Particularly the seamers. They started well, actually, the Netherlands. It was 91 for 2 off 10 overs. The last 10 overs went for 147. So if they lose the game, they're going to look back at the second half of this innings.
Not quite 12 runs and over, Matt. 11.95 right from the off. That's what the Netherlands are going to need. 239 runs they're going to need to lift this trophy and upset the hosts, the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nation Series strength partner Shivam Cement. We're going to be back with every single ball of the action. It's going to be a thrilling chase. Can Netherlands do it? Find out after this.
Welcome back to the TU International Cricket Ground and the final of the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Series with the strength partner Shivam Cement. And don't adjust your screens, that is correct. The Netherlands need 239 to win this final. That's because Nepal have just smashed 238 for 3 from their 20 overs. Their highest ever score in T20 internationals. It was absolute carnage. Kushal Bertel with a fourth 50 in 5 innings. His highest score of 77. 15 run out from Kushal Malla off 24 balls. Dipendra 48 from 18. So now, the Netherlands, if they get this, this will be the second highest chase of all time. Sampal Kami to open the bowling for Nepal. He's been excellent, very economical. And this man will be key to the whole chase. Max O'Dowd scored 133, the highest ever score by an associate early in the tournament against Malaysia. They're going to need something similar if they're going to have any chance whatsoever of getting up to 239. Here goes Sampal Kami. Good start by him. Dot ball. He's the second leading wicket taker in the competition too with 5. Alongside me, Andrew Leonard.
Yeah, he's the most economical bowler in the tournament as well. That economy rate around 5.4 per over, and if you look at him, you'd wonder why. He's a very clever cricketer. He's operated at good pace. Does have variations, but like you said, Max O'Dowd is going to need to go big and go big early in this chase.
Oh, good short ball from Sampal. Surprised Max O'Dowd slightly, I think, but he did well just to tuck it away into the leg side and take one, which will bring Tobias Visay on strike, who's got a lot of making up to do. He dropped Kushal Bertel on 12. Key moment that, and he hasn't really done it with the bat so far. Just 16 balls he's faced for 18 runs, or the other way round. And he generally scores quickly, Tobias Visay. So if he does stay in for 20, 30 balls, you'd expect him to go at a good strike rate. But so far, he just hasn't given himself the opportunity. Immediately tries to scoop over the leg side.
It's been a nightmare tour for Tobias Visay. 3 innings, 115, and even in that 15, he didn't look like he could find or possess any timing. And then a duck against Malaysia. He's going to have to turn that form around. Somehow he is known for having a dynamic approach to his opening batting, those scoop shots and ramps. But he just looks to be moving all around the place at the moment. Can't find the middle of the bat at all.
Yeah, I just wonder whether he should just stay still for the first few balls of his innings, just get his eye in and then start doing all of that stuff.
Difficult to get your eye in though when you need 12 and over, Matt. This is the problem for the Netherlands. Over 12 and over now with the 3 cheap first balls.
Quick single. Fumbled in the infield, otherwise there might have been a chance for a run out. That was Dipendra Singh Airi, who's a whippet in the field. And that's the issue, Lenny, when you're chasing down a target like this. You can barely afford one bad over.
Yeah, and the approach the Netherlands have taken hasn't been in any way similar really to Nepal throughout the tournament. Nepal right from the off looking to clear the ropes, back their power hitting, back their batting down in the middle order when they need it. The Netherlands more conventional, lots of along the ground options taken.
Well bowled, Sampal. Just 2 off the first 5 balls. Even now, Netherlands could do with a boundary off the final delivery of this over.
And there's the perfect example. Good delivery, but Max O'Dowd not even trying to score off it. Completely different approach from the openers. Dav Watmore, what a job he has done with this side. He's only been here since December. It looks to me like he has completely revolutionised their approach to T20 international cricket.
It's going to be a wide. O'Dowd feels he missed out. Wanted to get a tickle on that one. That would have been 4 had he done so, because the fine leg is up inside the circle. But he really is the key man, isn't he, O'Dowd? If he gets going, we've saw what he can do in that first game against Malaysia. He just takes a bit of time, but once he gets into the groove, the ball starts disappearing out of the park regularly.
Yeah, the majority of the acceleration in that innings, that stunning century, 133 from O'Dowd, was in the latter half, from the 10th over onwards.
Oh, he just flirts at that one. That's going to be a dot ball to finish. So a good first over by Sompal and Nepal, 3 without loss. It's been exactly the start that the home side wanted. No boundaries, just 3 runs scored as the Netherlands try to chase down this mammoth target of 239 here in the shadow of the Himalayas and Mount Everest. Beautiful location, but those aren't the big mountains you see on your screen. Those are just hills around the corner. Yeah, Kamal Singh Airi, who made his T20 international debut in the previous game and was mightily impressive. 3 wickets, economy rate just over 5. And that meant, Andrew, that he retained his place in the side. That they've changed the balance of the team as well to accommodate him.
Yeah, 4 out-and-out seamers with Kamal Singh Airi, Sampal Kami, Karan KC and Avinash Bahara. But he was hugely impressive against Malaysia.
Genuine pace he has too, which the Dutch may enjoy if they get their eye in. But Airi really did look good in that game. Lovely action he's got. He's got a long run up as well. Long, good, fast bowlers run up. Changes of pace. He wasn't just about seam up deliveries.
Yeah, and certainly Nepal, historically known for their left-arm spinners. Remarkably, despite there being 2 in the squad, both of them left out of the team today. Shahab Alam and Sushan Bari, both not in the starting 11.
More bouncer from Kamal Singh Airi, ducked under by Tobias Vasey. I wonder if he could have had a go at that one, really, with such a huge target on the board, but I don't think he was expecting it, actually. Looked like it took him by surprise.
Yeah, and you just wonder about this approach to start with from the Netherlands. You'd expect chasing 12 and over, you need to get off to a flyer in the power play. There's only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard fielding circle. No real strokes of attacking intent yet. What is going on with this Dutch chase?
Slight change in the field, so the third man comes up for Vasey. Man goes out on the offside boundary quite square. There's also a man sweeping on the leg side just behind square. No timing again from Vasey, still fighting his technique, fighting the pitch a bit.
And yet again moving around the crease, this time down the track, trying to probably go over extra cover. All he can do is squirt it away off an inside edge for a single. And yeah, if you think about Ben Cooper, who's in at 3, he's again very technically correct, will hit the ball along the ground an awful lot of the time. They do have power hitting later in the order. They just can't afford to get too far behind the rate.
O'Dowd comes down and he goes straight. Lovely controlled shot. It's gone all the way for a Shivam strength 6. So, are these the first signs of some Dutch aggression?
And that's more like it from Max O'Dowd. Down the track, very simple. Just 1 hop, skip and a jump, nearly to the pitch of the ball. I don't know what it is about the 1400 metre elevation, but the ball has just been soaring into the sky. Not out of the middle of the bat by any stretch, but a Shivam strength in 6, like you say, the first boundary of the innings.
You could see the bat turning in his hand a little bit, just to emphasise the point that Andrew's making there. Came off a thick inside edge, really. But that's the power of the man, Max O'Dowd. He's a big guy. Looks like a rugby player in some ways. He's tall, must be 6'2" or something like that. Change in the field, long on has gone out. No one outside the ring on the offside. Quick single, chance for a run out, and that is out. Beautiful fielding from the man. I think it's Asif Sheikh. Fantastic pickup. He had a stump and a half to aim at, and he nailed it.
Unfortunately, that sums up Tobias Fasay's tour. Not a memorable one for him. He's gone. Run out, he gave up halfway down, really. He knew that if the direct hit was there, he was gone for all money. We haven't even had to go up to the Wow Energy third umpire to confirm this, and this is the reason why. Fasay barely in the frame, and in fact, you just wonder if he got the dive in. Maybe he could have got there, but brilliance from Asif Sheikh. The first wicket of the Netherlands chase falls. Tobias Fasay is gone for just 2 runs. And Netherlands are 10 for 1.
Netherlands leading run scorer in T20 internationals. Ben Cooper to face his first ball. Bit of swing for Kamal Singh Airi, but that's down the leg side, so they'll take the extra score. The Netherlands. Ben Cooper in good form. Back-to-back 50s in his last 2 innings. 55 from 35 balls against Nepal in that fabulous run chase. And then 54 not out of 32 in the tie against Malaysia. Good strike rate, 144 in the series.
Yeah, and I wonder, has that run out for the Netherlands perhaps just going to be a blessing in disguise? Get their 2 leading run scorers in the tournament so far to the crease. 2 overs gone, score 11 for 1.
O'Dowd goes up and over again. He's not quite timed it again, but he's just going to clear Curran KC, who was running back from mid-on. Similar, in fact, to a shot he played in the previous over, which ended up going for 6. This one even more of a thick inside edge. Just had enough power, Max O'Dowd, though, to clear the men chasing back from the infield. And he picks up 2 runs.
There's just something about Sampal Kami. None of the batsmen have really been able to find any timing against him. His clever changes of pace. Long on does go back now, so all 5 men up on the offside. No one's found any rhythm of any kind against him, Matt.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're trying to find out why, really, because he hasn't got as many change-ups as, say, a Curran KC or some of the other bowlers that we've seen. But he just seems to, every time, befuddle the batsman, doesn't go for many runs. He swings the ball occasionally, uses the short ball well. Again, tucks up Max O'Dowd, half an appeal. I think that was too high. But the batsman just can't get to grips with Sompal. I think he's skiddy because of his height, but he has got the ability to rush the batsman and bowl the short delivery. Just very clever bowler. He mixes things up. He's not predictable.
And he's nothing short of 100% commitment to every delivery as well. That's why we love watching him so much. He's player of the match in the last game against Malaysia. I asked him in the post-match presentation, despite taking 3 wickets, he gave us no celebrations on the Thursday. He said he might have something lined up for the final.
Oh, almost chopped on O'Dowd. Another good over this from Sompal. He's an entertainer, isn't he? Him and Curran KC, they're the 2 rock stars of this Nepal side. We saw them around the pool the other day, posing, taking photos of each other.
Fond of the Instagram, I think, Sompal and Curran.
They are Insta boys. I do like him. I think they've got a bit about them. You can see why they're so popular. They seem to be joined at the hip as well. They're always together.
I think they're even rooming together. Great pals.
Lack of timing again from Max O'Dowd. Just wonder if the ball is sticking in the pitch a little bit. The Netherlands, of course, won the toss. They wanted to chase. And Gyanendra Mala said at the toss that he wanted to chase as well. So that would suggest that both teams don't think the wicket's going to deteriorate too much. They think it's going to remain good for batting. But at the moment, the Dutch batsman making it look quite tough out there. Up and over again, O'Dowd. Again, he's just got enough on that to clear the man at mid-off. He hasn't found the middle of the bat, but crucially for him, it's a Pulsar Power 4. 17 for 1. Kamal Singh Iree to continue. 17 for 1 off 3. Bangs it in short. Cooper cuts him straight through the gap. 2 men just behind square on the offside, but he threaded the eye of the needle. Nice bit of placement that from Ben Cooper. A Pulsar Power 4.
Yeah, neither of those men even moved. It's how quick it flew off the bat of Ben Cooper. Classical cut shot behind square on the offside. That's what you get from Cooper. A lot of correct cricket shots. He's not going to try and switch hit you. He's not going to try and reverse sweep you or scoop you or lap you. But he's a big, tall, elegant batsman to watch.
And he goes straight and powerful. There's cover there. Long on. Good field placing. Otherwise, that would have been another boundary. As Andrew says, that is the area he generally targets. He likes playing straight down the ground. He's very Matthew Hayden-esque, powerful down the ground. Apologies, by the way, that you have no graphics at the moment. We're just working to correct that. Graphics machine has crashed. But I can tell you the score is 22 for 1 off 3.2 overs. And this is the first over in which the Netherlands have got a boundary early. So the first time the bowlers have been under pressure early.
Yeah, the required run rate though, Matt, spiralling over 13 and over now. So O'Dowd and Cooper, the 2 leading ranked Dutch T20I batsmen, need to get going.
Might be 2 here. There will be. Cooper's come back. Good running. The 2 men out for O'Dowd on the leg side. The long on and a man sweeping on the leg side.
And interesting you mentioned Matthew Hayden with regards to Ben Cooper. Matthew Elliott, I think he's a little bit like, tall, gangly. And of course, Ben Cooper, like his brother Tom, plays a lot of cricket down in South Australia. He's down there this winter, so one of the few Dutch players to be getting some cricket into their belts.
Good change up from the young bowler, Kamal Singh Airi. Still, these two experienced Dutch batsmen not quite able to get away. The run rate very much to Nepal's liking.
Yeah, not where you need to be in a chase of 238. They're just 25 for 1 in the 4th over. Only 2 overs remain in the power play after this.
Just debating changes in the field for Ben Cooper. Still just a long on and a man sweeping deep backward square leg. And he clips. Oh, good bit of fielding that. Avinash Bahara back into the side. He's saved 2 runs there. Cooper thought he'd done enough just to beat the man at short fine leg. And there was a big gap there. Had he done so, he would have found the boundary.
Super stop from Avinash Bahara has definitely saved 2 runs, and I think that's one of the few areas where Dav Watmore will have been targeting some improvements this week. Catching's been okay, but the ground fielding's been poor, and they look like they're turning it around already in the final here in Nepal.
Cooper goes straight as he picked out long on. He has. What a brilliant catch on the boundary that was. Caught and then flicked up in the air by the skipper, Gyanendra Mala. That could be a crucial moment in this run chase.
Great experience, great skills from Gyanendra Mala right on the rope. Thinks they've got the big fish. I wonder will we have a wow energy third umpire check just to make sure he didn't drift over. But on first viewing from our end, we're at the far end of the ground from Gyanendra Mala. It looked to me certainly like he caught it cleanly, was about to stumble over the rope, tossed it up into the air as we see so frequently in T20 international cricket, and completed the catch. Just wonder will we have a replay and a check on this.
It looks like Cooper is just walking off the field. Not heard anything so far. So he's gone for 7 of 5 balls. Big blow, Netherlands 27 for 2. Bashundhara, the new batsman. That's a very close LBW appeal, although not according to Sompal. He was off trying to receive the ball.
I can't believe he hasn't appealed for that, Matt.
I agree.
Certainly very close to me. Maybe just going down the leg side, but surely as a bowler, if you thud into the pads, particularly first ball for Dhaka, you want to get up with a big appeal and put pressure on him to get the finger up. This is close.
Here we go, yeah. I think it may have been clipping leg stump, that. No interest from Sompal. Bashundhara has a huge job on his hands. The coming man of Dutch cricket. Remember, it was he who led the Dutch home in that fantastic chase of 206. The last time these two sides met, the final group game between them. Bashundhara with 81 not out, with senior men falling all around him. The 21-year-old was the man who saw them home. If he can see them home from here, it would be an even better innings. He's off the mark.
Yeah, but just less than 5 overs into this chase, the Dutch are already staring down the barrel of looking at miracles needed. Still need over 200. The required run rate escalating up towards 14 and over. The disappointing thing for me is they haven't gone about it with much intent yet. Haven't been looking for the big strokes, haven't been looking to exploit these fielding restrictions. They've really just knocked it around a bit.
Especially O'Dowd. He's been a bit disappointing so far. Backs away, gets lucky. Edges that, flies to the boundary. There's never going to be a first slip in with so many needed. They're just going to protect the boundaries. But that was a Pulsar Power 4.
Yeah, and at least this time looking for the aggressive option, probably trying to carve it over the offside. Didn't really get in any sort of a position to do anything. Again, surprised a little by Kami's pace, rushed him. Finds a thick outside edge, would have gone probably straight to second slip. But it's going to be a Pulsar Power 4 instead. Netherlands need plenty more where that came from.
Ooh. They'll certainly take the extra run there. Such an odd backlift, isn't it? We saw there from side on Max O'Dowd.
It is, but a super stop from Binab Bandari. And what was really interesting for me, he came in for a bit of criticism throughout the week. Some people were questioning his spot on the side throughout the groups. Brilliant, all the way to his left, one-handed take. And he's such a popular man in his team. The boys came up to give him a pat on the back, say, you're still our #1 keeper.
Oh, chance for another run out. It's another direct hit. This one's going upstairs to the Wow Energy third umpire. Binod Bandari claps his hands. Big celebrations. Nepal think they've got their man. It could be Bashundhara heading back to the hutch.
And I think it's Kushal Bertal this time. Last time it was his opening partner, Asif Sheikh, with the direct hit. Everything is just landing Nepal's way at the moment. They couldn't have asked for a better day. We're going to have to wait for the Wow Energy third umpire decision. But certainly Nepal are confident. Has Max O'Dowd just run out a second one of his batting partners?
Here we go. Oh, I think he has, hasn't he? Bashundhara's not home. He's not got his bat down, nor has he made his ground. He's about a foot short, isn't he? Or a few inches. Brilliant bit of fielding.
That's the crucial screen there. We're going to see the third umpire, Vinay Jha, press out on the screen, much to the delight of the crowd outside the ground. This is extraordinary from Nepal. As impressive a performance as there's ever been in their national colours. They've run out the very man who single-handedly got Netherlands over the line against them in the group stages. Bashundhara is gone for just a solitary run. And the Netherlands, they are 33 for 3.
Peter Salar, the new batsman. Immediately Sompal Kami attacking his stumps, but Salar, the Dutch captain, gets off the mark. And that is the end of the over. 34 for 3. Change in bowling for the first time for Nepal. Karan KC coming into the attack in place of Kamal Singh Airi. Change upstairs as well. Andrew Leonard is nipped out. Sharad Vasorka's nipped in. And Nepal, Sharad, are heading for a crushing victory unless something extraordinary happens.
Yeah, haven't they? Haven't they nicked off 3 wickets as well? Very good start there by the bowling attack, putting pressure to the Netherlands team right away.
One more over in this power play. It's vital that the Netherlands make use of this over. They've got 2 of their biggest hitters in, Max O'Dowd and Peter Saylor. Peter Saylor, remember, hit 3 sixes in a row in that run chase in the final group game against Nepal off Sandeep Lamachane, which turned the innings really.
Yeah, certainly both of these batsmen have the ability to go hard, but have been pretty subdued till now.
Well bowled. Goes past the outside edge.
Yeah, Casey bowling it hard into the wicket, seemed to have extracted some movement away from the batsman.
Karan KC, the number 2 rock star in the Nepal side, I reckon. He and Sampal Kami, the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
And goes for the Yorker, just misses down the leg side. Interestingly today, Sharad, for the first time in this series, no Sandeep Lamachane in the power play.
Yeah, it has been pretty interesting, the choice of bowlers. Yeah, and it's been working for Team Nepal as well. 3 wickets in the power play in the first 5 overs. Couldn't have asked for a better display of bowling.
More good fielding in the infield. Kushal Malla following up his brilliant knock with valuable bit of fielding there. But that emphasises as well how difficult this task is for the Netherlands. Not only are they 3 down early, Nepal's best bowler hasn't even come on yet. He's got 4 overs.
Exactly.
Slow ball. Oh, and he's chopped on. They're not 3 down, they're 4 down. And could that be the final nail in the Netherlands' coffin? Karan KC, they're almost choking him out in celebration. Clever bit of bowling that. And Max O'Dowd goes.
Yeah, sums it up, isn't it? Like the day for Netherlands till now. Very unlucky there. A block or slower ball by Karan KC hit the foot after inside edge of the bat from Dowd, and unluckily it rolled onto the wicket. Yeah, pretty happy there, Dipendra Karan.
Max O'Dowd, the big wicket of Max O'Dowd falls. It's 36 for 4. The Netherlands are in danger of getting crushed in this final of the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Series with the strength partner Shivam Cement. The Dutch keeper Scott Edwards comes to the crease with his side facing Mount Everest. 36 for 4. Trying to chase down 239. And it just seems so far, Sharad, that everything has gone with Nepal and against the Netherlands so far in this chase.
Yeah, seems so. What a start they have had from the bat and the ball as well, Team Nepal.
Casey also starting very well. Got wicket off his second ball. Looking impressive. Was interesting to see Kamal starting the second over of the innings. Thought it would be Karan, but
Scott Edwards off the mark, but in truth, really, it's got to the point where singles don't really do it for the Netherlands. It's the end of the over. The power play's done. It's 37 for 4. The Netherlands in a huge hole as they try to chase down a huge target. 239 will be the second highest run chase of all time. And things just got a bit more tricky because Sandeep Lamichhane, leading wicket taker in the series by a long way. 11 wickets he's taken in 4 games. He's got 4 overs left and he's into the attack right now.
yeah, different tactics today by Team Nepal, bringing their trump card a bit later on, but yeah, still the bowlers earlier doing pretty well.
Reverse sweep immediately from Scott Edwards. Loves a reverse sweep or a sweep, as do most keepers, to be honest with you.
My question is, would we see more of leg spinners today from Sandeep?
Bowled a lot of googlies, hasn't he? It's been the topic of discussion in a lot of Nepali fan forums. Started with 2 dots. Hard to tell whether that was a googly or not because Edwards managed to meet it on the full. Change in field, I think, after those 2 reverse sweeps. Sandeep wants the slip out. So Guy and Endra goes back out to the ring alongside Kushal Malla, both behind square, trying to block off that reverse sweep. Oh, googly. Went straight on that one, beat everyone. I think it came off Edwards' pad. No, byes given. Bashundhara Bandari letting one through. He's not had the best time of it behind the stumps.
That seemed to be gone straight. Yeah, was a top spinner.
It's a stumping chance.
Yeah, it
missed
was.
stumping. Edwards overbalancing, falling out of his crease. Big LBW appeal, that is the googly, that is out. Sandeep into the attack and he gets a wicket in his first over. Really well bowled, that's why he bowls so many googlies to the right-handers, because he's just so accurate with them.
Yeah, he takes the first of the googlies seen today. And Edwards, as you can see, was standing on the off stump. Looked pretty close to me. Interesting to see the replay. Yeah, you could see the middle and leg stump was a close one. So the umpire thought it was. Yeah, with this wicket done, Netherlands 41 for 5.
Tony Stahl, the new batsman, and what a first ball to have to face up to there. Lamachani going straight in with a leg break, finding immediate purchase. What a first over it's been so far by him.
Yeah, early wicket there for Sandeep. Big turn there we could see.
And again with the leg break. Tony Stahl perhaps the last glimmer of hope for the Netherlands, but they are well behind. 41 for 5. It's been a disastrous start to the run chase by the Netherlands. 41 for 5. This game is almost done before we've even got to the halfway point of the chase. Curran KC to continue from the pulsar end. Slower ball immediately. Peter Saylor recognising it, but declining to try and hit through the line for 6.
Yeah, Netherlands 5 wickets down. These two are the only recognized pair of batsmen left for Netherlands. At least they would look to play with some intent and at least play another 7-8 overs and see how the game goes for them. Yeah, at the moment, the game looks like going pretty much in Nepal's favor.
Well, I think that's an understatement, Sharad. They're getting absolutely obliterated at the moment, the Netherlands. Well, maybe they can console themselves with a bit of sightseeing tomorrow once they get out of the bubble. The weather's been glorious here, actually, the last few days. We've had bright blue, clear skies, and there's so many interesting monuments and temples and lovely streets that you can go and have a look at here in Kathmandu. Again, the change up. Saylor might push for 2. They didn't push for 2, and as a result, they only get 1. So the Netherlands here just look like they've been spooked and have already given up the ghost, perhaps. 197 off 75 balls. It's a miracle.
Yeah, that's a huge task. All their 5 top-order batsmen back in the hunt. Looks a very tall task in front of them.
Even Sharad Vasorka in his prime perhaps couldn't get them over the line here. Good bouncer from Curran Casey, taken on, and would you believe it? He's just picked out the man on the boundary, who is Sompal Kami. So the two rock stars combining for Nepal. The Netherlands fall further and further. This is complete annihilation. 42 for 6.
Yeah, nicely directed short ball there to Stahl by Casey. Yeah, there you can see, right in front of the face. Nicely caught there by Sompal, the square leg region. And with this, Stahl gone for a duck of 3 balls. Netherlands 42 for 6.
We're into the bowlers now. Sebastian Braat, the new batsman. The Netherlands 42 for 6. Trying to chase down 238. This has been about as one-sided as it gets. All about pride now, really, for the Netherlands. Can Nepal completely wipe them out?
Yeah, 6 down there. Netherlands has been a pretty tough going for them in this final game of this tri-series.
Yeah, it's incredible really what we've witnessed. We turned up here thinking it was going to be a really tight game. We bigged it up in the pre-match build-up because that's the way we thought it would go, and most neutrals agreed. The previous game in the group between these two was a really tense run chase. Not today. Good bouncer again from Karan KC. Was it too high? It was. No ball given. And that's going to be a free hit for Sebastian Braat. The first one of this Netherlands innings.
Yeah.
Wasn't a no ball because of the front foot. It was the height. But you still get a free hit according to the rules of the game these days. So a chance for a bit of relief for the Netherlands maybe if Sebastian Braat can whack this one out of the park. It's been a really good over apart from that. 1 wicket, 2 runs. Braat picks out the man. That sums up the Netherlands chase so far, doesn't it? 8 overs gone. 43 for 6. Just look at that scorecard. 21, 2, 7, 1, 1, 5, 0, 0. It's like a phone number here in Kathmandu.
Yeah, a very sorry looking scorecard. Big turn.
Sandeep, he is turning it big today. Not just his googly, but his leggy as well. What a man to bring on after the power play with the opposition already 4 down. That one keeps a bit low. It was a good battle. Peter Saylor against Sandeep Lamachane in the final group game. Saylor hitting Nepal's star man for 3 sixes in a row right at the end of the innings, just to revive the chase, and played a big part in getting the Netherlands over the line, chasing down 206 on that occasion. Outside the line, I think. Yeah. Saylor picked picked the leggy rather. Tried to play the sweep on length, got outside the line.
Yeah, very different scenarios right now at the moment though, from the last time when Sila was there hitting Sandeep for 3 sixes.
Well, he likes to go straight, doesn't he? Will he go straight again? That's short, so he just pulls away, beats the man at short fine leg on his inside. So a rare bad delivery from Sandeep today, a rare bad delivery from any Nepali bowler. Goes for a Bajaj Pulsar Power 4.
And rare of the googlies he has bowled. Yeah, that one was not on a good area, very down the leg. Easy for Sila to free his arms. Netherlands still needing 192.
Googly. Is he going to go for 2, Saylor? It's been on Bhandari, the keeper, who's run out to that. Well placed by the Dutch captain.
Yeah, all the fielders in the boundary rope nicely tapped there around the mid-wicket region for 2 runs. You could see a variety of deliveries from Sandeep today. Very less number of googlies bowled, though that was the second one of the over.
Again, he goes short. Again, Peter Saylor just beats the man at short fine leg. Picks up another Pulsar Power 4. The Netherlands up to 53 for 6 off 9. 4 bowlers used by Nepal so far, and they've all done their jobs. A wicket each for Lamachane and Kamal Singh Airi. Sompal was economical as usual, and Karan KC, well, he's just been magnificent. 2 overs, 2 for 5. The end result of all of that with a couple of direct hits. The Netherlands 53 for 6 and staring down the barrel of a humongous defeat. Can they salvage some pride here? Nice cut shot played by Brat, so he gets off the mark.
Yeah, nothing much going Netherlands way till now, but they can't hold back much. They still have to go for it, though only 4 wickets in hand. They have to fight and fight till the end.
Oh, that's another one down. Karan KC knocks over the leg stump. Peter Saylor is gone. Karan's having a day out. So are Nepal. 54 for 7.
Third one there for KC. A very well bowled delivery, not giving much room to Sealer. Balled it right up there in the block hole area. Sealer trying to swing it hard around the long on region. With that wicket done, Sealer gone for 11 runs of 13 balls. Netherlands 54 for 7.
It's been staggering stuff from Nepal today in front of a few hundred spectators gathered outside of the ground because they can't come in. And they are heading for a magnificent win and the trophy in this Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Series. Philip Boissavan is the new batsman, gets off the mark immediately, and Nepal chasing down their best ever win in terms of runs in T20 internationals, their highest margin of victory by 141 runs against Bhutan here in Kirtipur in December 2019. So that's certainly well within reach, and so is the biggest win ever in all T20 internationals when batting first. That's by 176 runs. That would be some achievement if they can do that on the grand stage in a big final. The Netherlands still, what are they? 183 behind. So they'd have to get the last 3 wickets pretty immediately. But the way they're going about things at the moment, Nepal, you wouldn't bet against them.
Yeah, very good opportunity for Team Nepal to get their biggest difference. Team Nepal are very good at setting up records. We have many of those, and there is one more opportunity for the team to have a big margin. Yeah, KC doing very well, giving nothing away. Almost his third over bowled, giving just 7 runs. Has picked up 3 wickets.
Face off. It's a nice shot, that. Very nicely timed by Sebastian Brat. It's going to be a first boundary for him. 59 for 7. We're halfway through the Netherlands run chase, and they are 59 for 7, so they need 180 of the final 10 overs to pull off what would be an absolute miracle of a chase from here. Sandeep Lamachane to continue his third over. Leg break again. He's bowled a few more leg breaks today.
Yeah, seen something different from him today. Different approach. A lot of leg spinners bowls, maybe surprising the Netherlands batsmen from the previous games. They would have seen him bowling a lot of googlies, but today he has brought something different to the table.
Googly there. Don't think Boissavan picked it. So if Nepal go on and win this convincingly, as they are clearly going to do, would this be one of Nepal's greatest ever T20I wins?
Exactly. I mean, like doing it at home soil after 11 years.
Well, send him back. Boissavan gets back, no problem.
Yeah, there would be, especially all the people watching and all the Nepali fans, cricket fans would be so happy after a long time international cricket back in Nepal and winning a championship. Winning a championship after 11 years would be a very, very special moment for the whole team and for the whole of Nepal.
Yeah, they've bowled really well today, haven't they? Magnificent. They've also fielded brilliantly. 2 fantastic run-outs, direct hits that we've seen. Asif Sheikh and Kushal Bertel. Again, the googly. They pinch a single. Boissavan and Brat. 60 for 7 at the moment. I think we can have a look at those 2 run-outs now, actually. Key moments. First of all, Asif Sheikh to get rid of Tobias Vissay. Max O'Dowd running out his partner on both occasions. And then almost a carbon copy, same place. Kushal Bertel, he hits the middle stump as well. And that got out Baz de Leyder, an even bigger wicket. Again, the googly not picked. Another good over by Sandeep. So 11 overs gone. 60 for 7. Andrew Leonard will be coming in and taking over from me.
The sorry tale of a batting collapse from start to finish. No partnerships of higher than 17, and Shard Vasaker, I am dumbstruck as to what I'm watching. This is outstanding from Nepal.
Yeah, we hadn't expected this actually. We were looking for a very close game. But credit goes to Nepal, the way they started off with the bat and also with the ball.
The disappointing thing for me has been, I don't want to take away from Nepal's bowling performance, it's been outstanding, but there hasn't been a huge amount of intent at any point from any of the Dutch batsmen.
Yeah, we could see from the first over itself, we didn't see much intent from the Netherlands batsmen, which probably they could have gone a little bit harder at the top, needing 230 plus runs. We can't mug around in the first 6 overs just.
And a real indication and validation of Dav Watmore's tactics. He's gone with 4 seamers. You might have questioned it. The seamers have tended to be the more expensive ones this week, with the exception of Sampal Kami. And he's been absolutely validated in what he's done. Superb coaching, brilliantly led by Gyanendra Malla. This is an incredibly exciting decade ahead for this side.
Yeah, haven't done much wrong there, Nepal team, till now. Absolutely what tournament it has been.
Bit of a mix-up. Direct hit's going to be really close. First time they can't impart the direct hit. Mix-up in the running between the wickets. Brat and Boissavan really just batting out time here. And ironically, it was the Netherlands head coach Ryan Campbell in this very commentary box who described what he's seen this week from Nepal, as Karen KC just missed the direct hit, as the awakening of a sleeping giant in world cricket. And that's the potential that this Nepal side has, Sharad. Do you think we're seeing a side that's going to go on and start to rise up the rankings, start to dominate associate cricket in the years ahead?
Exactly, as we all have seen this tournament, a fresh approach, and the performances say it all. Never have seen this kind of intent and approach from the top order in Nepali lineup, and it is so pleasing to see that.
Direct hit's going to be very close, and again it would have been out indeed. And the end result's actually going to be 5 runs. About the only way the Netherlands are scoring runs at the moment is overthrows. An aggressive approach, the correct approach. Direct hit would have been out. Buddy Pradhan signals 5.
Haven't seen much missed by the fielders today in the Nepali side. 2 direct hits early on of the top order batsmen, and we have to appreciate those direct hits was from the square region where fielders could have only seen 1.5 stumps, and what direct hits were brilliant. One of those misses now, but batsman safe. Bora, first time in the attack, has started well, just given 1 run.
Too little, too late, whatever Sebastian Bratt and Philippe Boissevin can do now. How excited are you about the future for Nepal cricket? You're still a big part of it as well, Sharad. In fact, we're going to have the end of the over. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Netherlands 67 for 7. Back live with you, and Sandeep Lamachani continues. Much prefer the approach from Sandeep Lamachani today. I know it's only yielded the solitary wicket, but more leg breaks and just slightly less googlies.
Yeah, probably he's practicing for the 100 now, you know. You need to practice those leg breaks as well.
Slower through the air, hoiked into the leg side, and it's going to go all the way to the boundary, but look at the commitment in the deep still. This is an athletic side, but well pumped by Sebastian Bratt for a Pulsar Power 4.
Yeah, balled it slower outside the off stump. Sandeep Bratt moving on the off stumps, slogging it over mid wicket, right in between the 2 fielders. Diving effort by the fielder.
Through the offside this time, just going to be a single. Yeah, Lamachani, of course, the sole representative in the new competition, the 100, but he's been plying his trade all around the world now and flying the flag proudly for Nepali cricket.
Exactly, what a player he has been for Nepal. The golden boy. Yeah, unfortunate we haven't seen him in the IPL this year, but definitely many.
This could be another wicket. He's decided to toss it up above the eye line. Philippe Boissevin, 1 leg spinner to another. He teases him, he tempts him. He's got yet another wicket in his final over. That's his 13th of the week. A real contender for the player of the tournament. That's Sandeep Lamachani.
Yeah, he really balled it slower outside the off stump. Another leg spinner probably, and yeah, just scooped it to the long on fielder. Another wicket for Sandeep. Yeah, Boissevin gone for 3 runs of 11 balls. Netherlands 71 for 8.
So the youngster on your screen is the tournament's leading wicket taker. He's going to end as that. He's got 13 in his tally. Can he find 14 or maybe 15? Oh, he's going to be smashed down the ground for a Shivam strengthened 6. Where has that been throughout this innings from the Netherlands? Tossed up again by Lamachani. Sebastian Brat says, I've seen enough of that. Pump it down the ground for 6.
A rare pitched up delivery by Sandeep right in the zone, hitting zone, and Brat did very well to hit that for a 6. Yeah, the leading wicket taker Sandeep. 13 wickets is tally for this tournament and was expected by him.
Yeah, we just go through the protocol again. It'd be remiss of us not to mention the Star Hospital Group, the official medical partner of this tournament, to pull this series off with no problems, no positive coronavirus tests throughout all the PCR testing we've been doing, and getting used to the swab up the nose. Unfortunately, can't say I like it yet, Jared. Googly to finish. It's been brilliant. It's going to close out the 13th over. And the score is 77 for 8. Of woe for the Netherlands in the grand final of the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nation Series. Strength partner Shivam Cement. Paul van Meekeren absolutely hammered that one, and it hasn't been picked up at all in the deep. I don't know whether he's lost it perhaps in the hills across to our right. It's going to be a Pulsar Power 4.
Yeah, very flat hit there by Paul van Meekeren. Bora balled it short. Nicely pulled there. Maybe the fielder losing the sight of it into the sun.
Yeah, Van Meekeren, much more known as a big tearing fast bowler. Look to show us what he can do with the bat. Still 7 overs to go, remarkably, but this grand final is dead and buried. Nepal are going to get their hands back on silverware. It's been a long time. Did win a sub-regional qualifier back in 2018. You have to go back then to the likes of 2014, World Cricket League 4, all the way back here on home soil 2010, that famous game against the USA in World Cricket League 5.
No.
Nearly yet another wicket, but how much will this mean to not just the team and squad, but the fans, to see Nepal lifting silverware?
Yeah, it would have been great if they could have entered the ground and seen the trophy lifted very closely. But still, the whole of Nepal would be very happy to see that trophy staying at home.
Going to be more runs coming from the bat of Sebastian Brat, joint leading scorer in this innings, remarkably. And some lusty lower order hitting. That's a Pulsar Power 4.
Yeah, Bohra again trying to ball another short one. Balled it into the body, but nicely swiveled there for 4 runs by Brat. Bohra for his 5th ball. Still searching for his first wicket in this game. So Andrew, how has been the swab test for you? Has your nose gone a little bigger, more oxygen coming in, the Nepali natural?
Well, Jared, you know me a long time now. You know how scared and how big a wuss I am. So when the nasal swab goes up, I'm usually crying tears of, maybe not pain, but tears of fear. But thank you to the Star Hospital Group for keeping us safe through this series. A perfect Yorker to round out the 14th over. Netherlands in a world of pain. It's 87 for 8. Nepal's bowlers this week have been outstanding. So often they're rescuing their batsmen, but the two groups have dovetailed brilliantly this week. The batting, dynamic, aggressive, powerful, fearless. And the bowling is always full of skill for Nepal. It's never been a problem for Nepal, but again, a slight change in dynamic. Pace bowling the way forward at the moment, not the young left-arm spinners. Kamal Singh comes back into the attack.
Yeah, in the past we have seen Team Nepal usually playing with 4 spinners and only 1 seamer. But change of things now. Time has changed, days have changed, where it used to be like that. This is T20 cricket and different requirements. And what a beautiful view of the hills in the background.
Paul van Meekeren's looking to have a bit of fun, but all he can do is pick out the man. That deep backward square leg, that kind of sums up the Netherlands' day. Wasn't fully going for the shot, just ended up chipping it down the throat of Kushal Malla. It's not Paul van Meekeren's fault that the Netherlands haven't done the business with the bat. But they're going to do well to get up to 3 figures now. That's the 9th wicket, another one for Kamal Singh.
Yeah, a leg cutter bowl there by Kamal, showing his variations. Balled it into pitch, no pace to work with for Paul. Scooped it around the square leg region. And Kushal taking the catch easily on his throat. Paul van Meekeren gone for 5 runs of 4 balls. Netherlands 88 for 9. Just 1 wicket to go.
Yeah, in at number 11 and seeing him for the first time at the bat this week is Vivian Kingma. But this has been a disaster for the Netherlands, but I don't want to focus on that. All I want to talk about is how good Nepal have been. From start to finish in all 3 disciplines of the game. Well coached, well managed, well led. Incredibly together as a group. I can't say how excited I am to come on this journey for the next 5 to 10 years and see what the ceiling could be for this Nepali side. We're going to see this side back at ICC global events at World Cups.
Yeah, the way they have played this week, they truly deserve to lift this trophy, and a happy man, happy coach there. Dave Watmore starting his stint with Nepal team this tournament, and how well he has led this group of young players.
I think for me, Dave Watmore has come here almost at the perfect stage of his career. Right towards the tail end, perhaps. Coaching-wise, 67 years of age now. He just feels so cool and calm and collected, and he's really enjoying his time here, it seems to me.
Yeah, they say age is just a number, and it's showing in his coaching as well. Making an impact early on with Team Nepal. Yeah, exciting times ahead for Nepali cricket. Kamal Singh starting well for his international career as well.
And he's got Sebastian Brad in absolute ribbons. 15 overs gone. We'll bid a fond farewell and a huge thanks to Shard Vasakar for all his thoughts this week. It's 88 for 9. Well, not much of a Manhattan chart to look at really for the Netherlands, because this game and this final is all over, and the trophy's going to be heading the way of Nepal. As Matt Floyd joins me again in the commentary box. Extraordinary final, but just before we get on to that, how brilliant has it been to have Shard Vasakar with us throughout the week?
It's been fantastic.
Great for those fans as well to have one of their own up here, just to have a perspective from a Nepali point of view. As he gets battered down the ground, Bahara, but that's only going to be a couple. Well fielded in the deep by Gyanendra. And he knows the players so well, doesn't he? He's still playing. He's involved in the camp at the moment. Just happens to not be playing in this T20 side. Great insights into how it all operates behind the scenes with Nepali cricket. Knows a lot about cricket here, not just the players, but also the interest.
Ooh, a beautiful Yorker. Vivian Kingma's dug that out. He's known to bowl a good Yorker himself, Kingma. He needed to be able to jab the bat down in that. Avanesh Bahara hits those with reckless abandon.
How many do you reckon then are outside the ground?
Well, I think it's, well, I don't want to get anyone upset or into trouble with COVID regulations. It's certainly a couple of thousand out there. Kingma sprints through. Not going to be time for an overthrow. They're all gathered. They've got their masks on, gathered outside in the fresh air, and abiding by all the direction of the Nepal police, who've been brilliant this week.
It's a good vantage point up there, isn't there, up on the top of that building. They've all got their masks on, which is good to see pretty much. So even though we're outside, they are taking precautions. Such a passion for the game. Great Yorkers from Avanesh Bahara. That's why he's been brought back into the side after his rest in the final group game against Malaysia. But he's the go-to man at the death for Nepal. He's only picked up 1 wicket so far in the tournament, but he bowls at the most tricky time right at the end.
Just hits that block hole every time, doesn't he? 16 overs gone. Bratt just holding up a lone stand. It's 91 for 9.
The crowd outside the ground getting a bit restless. They sense the victory could happen at any moment. There they are. Who's going to be the man to take the final wicket? Might it be Kamal Singh Airi in his second game?
Direct hit would have been close again. Their fielding's been outstanding. Vivian Kingma thudded into his chest, really. Get through for what's now signalled as the leg bye. I love the way Nepal have played their cricket this week. Smiles on the faces. Can you imagine we were allowed a crowd in here today, what the atmosphere would be like?
Oh, it would be absolutely pulsating, wouldn't it? They'd be hanging from the rafters. I think we'd have more than 15,000 in. Really was a fantastic atmosphere. In the first game of the series, we had about 10,000 in. The only time we had a decent crowd in because of COVID.
Spiked into the deep, it's going to fall short. Sebastian Bratt showing us what he can do with the bat. He's now the leading scorer in this innings, rather remarkably for the Netherlands.
Yeah, that is staggering, really, and it tells you all you need to know about the Netherlands run chase. I think even though it's the final game of the series, I think there'll be some stern words from Ryan Campbell. He gave them a rollicking after the first game when they were hammered by Nepal. Well, this is an even bigger hammering. Pretty unexpected too. We expected a tight game. Good quick ball from Kamal Singh Airi. But we talked about it at the start of the day. We weren't lying either. We genuinely thought this was going to be a really tight affair. Very hard to pick a winner. The Netherlands seem to have a bit of momentum after chasing down 206 in the final group game between these two. And they just seemed like they were getting to grips with conditions. The longer they went into the tournament, well, today it's all come crashing down. Might be 2 here.
It's almost like it's been a whirlwind. They've just been blown away in every department of this final. Remember, this was a Dutch side that chased down over 200. Their record chase The second meeting between these teams in the group stages, but that is a glum-looking Dutch bench right now. Going to be more runs to the total, just a single. They'll have learnt a lot though, Matt. I think ahead to the T20 World Cup later in the year in the subcontinent. It's a young side the Dutch have here.
And they are playing in the T20 World Cup. Unlike Nepal, they qualify by winning the World T20 or T20 World Cup qualifier in Dubai at the end of 2019. They won almost every game in that competition. Would have expected a bit more, I think, from this series. Or possible run out. Doesn't throw. Does Bertel? It would be apt for this to finish on a direct hit. 17 gone, 95 for 9.
Just 3 overs remain now. Seeing the last rites of the Netherlands' participation in this tournament. For Nepal, they just can't wait to get their hands on that trophy. Avanesh Bahara hit down the ground for a single. And really, there hasn't been any demons in the pitch. They've just been outskilled, outsmarted, outplayed in every department.
I think that's a fair summation. It's been a bit of poetic symmetry as well. This series will start with Nepal hammering Netherlands and finish that way.
Looks for the scoop shot. That's going to be the winning moment. Avanesh Bahara, clean bowls. Vivian Kingma. All the players run in. They're all looking for a stump. Sandeep Jura didn't even play a game this week, but he's got 2 of them. He's telling his teammates they can't have them. He wants them both. Brilliant scenes for Nepal. Great scenes of celebration. Vicky, the physio, is leading them on. There comes Sampal Kami. Where are the celebrations now, Sampal? What a performance from this young Nepal side. They've lit up not just the nation here in Nepal, they've lit up the cricketing world. They've made them stand up and take notice. Where could this team go? We're going to find out over the coming years, but they are the champions of the Bajaj Pulsar Tri-Nation Series strength partner Shivam Cement. Nepal run out winners by 142 runs.
That is some statement from this young Nepal side. It really is. The Netherlands may be missing a lot of key players playing county cricket, but to hammer them so convincingly in 2 out of 3 games and deservedly lift this trophy, barring that one tight run chase, they dominated every game that they played with exciting, intelligent cricket, with bat and ball. With the bat today, that was just sublime, wasn't it? 238 for 3. Off 20 overs. The new Nepal, they don't just hang around anymore and knock it around for 1s and 2s. They go from ball 1 through Kushal Bertel and Asif Sheikh. They are so aggressive. And then when you have bowlers like Sandeep Lamichhane in your side and the very skillful Sampal Kami, Karan KC and the rest, it's going to be very hard to chase down a big score. Brilliant stuff from Nepal. You really feel like this is a huge statement, a coming of age perhaps for this young side.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. Coming of age for a side whose growth may have no ceiling over the coming years. This is a team that could be playing against all the big boys, all the test nations, the leading associate sides, and certainly here in home conditions in particular, not just be giving them a game, but maybe beating them. On this Dutch side, Ryan Campbell, the head coach, has been beaten out of sight. They have been dominated today. Little bit of trickery between Sampal Kami and Avanesh Bahara, saying, don't take my stump, that's my stump, I'm bringing that one home.
Well, they're valuable, those stumps. This is up there with Nepal's greatest ever wins in T20 internationals. Certainly statistically, in terms of winning by runs and batting first, this is their second highest ever win. in terms of runs. 142 the margin of victory, just falling short of their record victory against Bhutan. But I think this one will be held in higher regard because of the calibre of the opposition. And look at that scorecard. Really nothing at all there to shout about from a Dutch point of view. Sebastian Braat coming in at number 8, top scorer with 26 not out. The top order just contributing nothing. Max O'Dowd making 21, and then you've got 2, 7, 1, 11, 5, 0. Braat's 26 not out, 5, 4, and Kingma out cheaply as well. 96 all out, the Dutch. They were completely and utterly blown away.
You're spot on. Blown away is the only way to describe it, but do not underestimate the level of skill and talent and brilliance from this Nepal outfit. Not just with the ball, the figures you're seeing here, but with the bat as well. Today, Karen KC, 3 for 11. Kamal Singh Airi, they went with 4-seamers. 3 of those 4-seamers taking a wicket. Sampal Kami, the only one not to today. We're going to be back with you with much more reaction on a historic day for Nepali cricket after this.
Hello, hello.
One, two, one.
And that marks the end of the match, and Nepal has stood victorious over Netherlands. And what